This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska.
You know where Battle Creek got its name? It's a cool story. The creek part is obvious. That would be the body of water that runs through town. But the battle part, that's a fascinating story. You see, John Milton Thayer was an Army general. He had heard that the Pawnee wanted to fight. So he puts together a fully armed battalion, marches into town. What does he find when he gets here? The chief of the Pawnee tribe, draped in an American flag and holding a peace pipe. Now, the battle in Battle Creek never happened, and an entire town was founded without any bloodshed, all because the chief of the Pawnee tribe did something that Thayer wasn't prepared for. And that's often the difference between winning and losing, right? Somebody does something that the opponent isn't expecting. You'll see it tonight. Battle Creek and Cedar Catholic, they know a lot about each other. So they're going to have to do something unexpected if they're going to get a win. Maybe it's a play action pass or a delayed blitz the quarterback isn't expecting, a fake punt, some small bit of subterfuge that goes against the game plan and proves to be the difference. Look, tonight's battle is A, actually going to happen, and B, not have nearly the stakes as high as they did in the mid-19th century. But tonight, somebody is going to do something unexpected that's going to mean a win might become the stuff legends are made of.
This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit gocurrency.com. And by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith.
Well, as the calendar has officially crept into the month of October and as the night falls, temperatures start to cool down, well, that's when Nebraska high school football starts to heat up. We got playoff atmosphere football tonight with a top 10 battle in Class C2 as the Battle Creek Braves, ranked second in the class, are heading up here to Hardington, Nebraska to take on the 6th-ranked Cedar Catholic Trojans. Kaylin Devin along with Eric McKay here this evening on what is a nice fall night. We're wearing our jackets, but we don't really need them yet.
Not yet, although once the sun goes down, it's going to get chilly. Thankfully, a top 10 matchup will keep things plenty hot on the football field tonight.
Trojans and the Braves. Cedar Catholic only has one loss this season. They got blanked 14-0 against Boone Central, the defending state champion from a year ago. But since then, they're on a roll.
Absolutely. They've only given up 40 points all season, including that loss to Boone Central. This defense is dialed in. They're getting it done on both sides of the ball. They're about as good a 4-1 team as you're going to find in the state of Nebraska.
Talk about another team who's getting things done on both sides of the ball. Battle Creek, they've been putting up points, and they've got the defense, the guys up front to really win in the trenches, and that's going to help them tonight.
Absolutely. We saw them against Boone Central earlier this year. They looked as complete a team as we have seen in Class C2. They are for real. They're going to get a tough test tonight, but they could really raise the bar even another level if they get a win this evening.
Things are heating up as we are moving into playoff season. We're still a couple weeks away, but things are really going to be tested tonight with Cedar Catholic and Battle Creek. We got your key players coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
We're here at Faith Regional, which is home to multiple...
Just minutes away from kickoff, Battle Creek and Cedar Catholic. Kaylin Devin, Eric McKay here with you tonight in Hardington, Nebraska, preparing for a really fun game this evening. 4-1 Cedar Catholic, 5-0 Battle Creek. Let's take a little bit of a look at some of the key players tonight. We'll start with the Trojans, the home squad here tonight. They are led by a powerful running attack in Brighton Whitmore, who has had an outstanding season.
I mean, look, last week Cedar Catholic scored 7 touchdowns. He had 6 of them. And if you've not seen him yet, he's really, I really feel like he's flying under the radar star as a junior. He will not be after this season. He is a star in the making, incredibly elusive, difficult to bring down on first contact, speedy. He does a little bit of everything, special teams as well. He's a special player. Cedar Catholic's going to need a big game out of him tonight.
He's got almost 600 yards in 5 games this season. Then you look at Battle Creek, they have a lot of running backs as well. They pump out running backs like no other, but tonight we're looking at the signal caller, Jackson Metler.
Well, Metler's really come into his own in the passing game. We saw it in that victory against Boone Central, and since then he's really found a groove. He's connecting with running backs out of the backfield. He's a terrific dual threat. He can get it done with his legs, but what he does with his arm, that's the thing that I think is going to take Battle Creek to that next level. Watch for him to continue to develop that passing game, not just tonight, but the rest of the season, to try to make the Braves a championship contender.
We've got a good one tonight, Cedar Catholic and Battle Creek. Coming up next, we'll sit down with both head coaches, Andrew Carlson for the Braves and Chad Cotto with the Trojans. Coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
We're here at Faith Regional, which is home to multiple certified hand therapists, a certification that's not very common in Nebraska. Let's meet one of them. I'm joined now by Beth Olson, an occupational therapist and certified hand therapist with Faith Regional Health Services. Beth, what is a certified hand therapist?
Certified hand therapist, just to kind of sum it up, it's a therapist that treats the upper extremity.
So it's beyond just the hand, you're looking at the whole arm.
It is, it's from the shoulder down.
What are some of the qualifications to be a certified hand therapist?
To be a CHT, you have to be either a physical therapist or an occupational therapist and be practicing for 3 years. You have to have 4,000 hours of direct clinical treatment to the arm, and then you also have to pass a comprehensive assessment. In the state of Nebraska, there's approximately 40 CHTs, and here at Faith we have 3 of them.
How impressive is that? So you gave the numbers, but what's that say about this facility?
It says good things. In northeast Nebraska, definitely, if you have an arm injury, we would be the experts to treat that arm injury.
What are some of the specific things that you get to do?
We get to see a lot of trauma, including fractures, tendon injuries, soft tissue injuries, sports-related injuries, anything that involves having an accident or an injury to the arm.
When someone comes in for hand therapy, what are some of the expectations that they should have about what they're going to be doing?
When they first come in, we do a comprehensive evaluation. We can customize and fabricate orthosis for them, so splints for them, fit them with braces if needed. But our first visit is just the comprehensive evaluation, assessing what is wrong with their arm, what the game plan is to treat their arm, what the patient's goals are in order to gain their independence back.
When you're able to go through the process and see them reach their goals, what's that like for you as a hand therapist?
It's great. It's a team effort for sure. So the patient and I get to know each other very well. They have to be all in, just as I do, in order to get that outcome that they want.
Well, Beth, thank you so much for sharing with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Back at the pregame show here with Battle Creek coach Andrew Carlson. Coach, exciting win against a really good team last week. How did your players carry the momentum of that win into practice this week?
Well, it was discussed right away on Monday is that we got to move on and get ready for Cedar because Cedar's an excellent football team. So we enjoyed it Friday night and back to work in the weekend, and Monday we were going. So
you scored 45 points last week. Tonight you're playing a team that's given up 40 points all season. What stands out to you about Cedar Catholic defensively? What do you need to do to get a win tonight?
They're big and physical. That's the thing that stands out. I mean, we have a big team, but I think their average size up front is bigger than us. So they play really fast. They're really aggressive. They're very confident right now. They're playing great football. So it's going to take us executing all 3 phases.
Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's head coach Andrew Carlson. We got more pregame show coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
At home or on the range, AGI Sentinel's buildings protect crops and valuable assets from harsh weather conditions. Don't risk losing your hard-earned assets to seasonal elements when AGI Sentinel pre-engineered all-steel buildings are the simple and sturdy solution that provide maximum protection for a minimum cost. For free estimates, talk to Scott, Kenny, or Luke about your AGI Sentinel building. Call 402-748-3551 today or go to ashoffconstruction.com.
Back at the pregame show here with Coach Chad Cotto, Hardington Cedar Catholic. And Coach, you know, after the week one loss, you've bounced back. Your defense has played so well this year. And what's impressed me is you've got a lot of senior leadership, a lot of experience, but you've got a lot of young guys that are stepping in and being big-time players from you. What have you seen from your underclassmen, the juniors and sophomores, that have played so well for you that's allowed them to step in the way they have?
Well, I think a lot of it just goes back to their off-season work. You know, obviously they have a lot of just natural ability. And so, you know, they've really stepped in and done a good job. You know, they fill a lot of roles for us. You know, yes, we're senior heavy, but those other kids, you know, they do a lot of pivotal things for us that help us, you know, be successful.
Battle Creek coming into tonight off a big win. They've won a lot of different ways this year. What stands out to you about the Braves? What's going to be the key to try to get a win tonight?
Well, first of all, their experience. Obviously, they're pretty senior heavy, so you know they've played in a lot of games. You know, so this one's not going to get to them in terms of being a big game. So, you know, hopefully we can just play relaxed and have fun with ourselves and just enjoy the opportunity. But, you know, it's going to come down to offense and defensive line play, I'm sure, on both sides, just like most big games. And, you know, hopefully we can have some success there.
Coach, good luck tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thanks for being here.
That's head coach Chad Cotto. We've got kickoff and much more coming up. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Brett Wiedenfeld, Chief Financial Officer and Ag Lender at the Bank of Hardington, and I'm also a Northeast Nebraska pork producer. At the Bank of Hardington, we have the tools and knowledge to help your operation grow. We understand the challenges facing our producers and are eager to assist with all the financial needs of your farm. We understand the challenges because our ag lenders have true ag experience.
Well, it is football weather tonight, full swing in this early October, preparing for a big matchup in Class C2 as the number 2 Battle Creek Braves travel up to here to Hardington, Nebraska, taking on number 6 Cedar Catholic. Well, let's take a look at our school spotlight tonight. Thanks to our friends at Currency. If your business needs financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers, all you need is Currency. Check out gocurrency.com. Well, Battle Creek in Madison County, that is 7 on the license plate, 152 in the school, about 1,100, nearly 1,200 in the town, and they are the Braves. Then you've got Cedar Catholic, the Trojans up here in Cedar County. They have 85 in the students in the school, 1,500 in the town, and they are the Trojans. I want to say that license plate for Cedar is at 13.
Cedar County is 13. You are right. Knox is 12. I was trying to remember if it was 13 or 12, but yeah, you're right. 13.
Kalen Deb Eric McKay.
Well
I
done.
ask Eric, you're the license plates expert.
You know, I haven't played that old license plate game in a while. There's probably people watching that have no idea what I'm talking about. The pandemic was weird. That was the thing I learned during the pandemic, was the license plate numbers of the counties of the state of Nebraska.
Well, we are thankful that it is over because we are hanging out playing football tonight. We got a packed crowd, both amazing attendance from the hometown Trojan fans and the visiting Battle Creek Brave fans, filled with purple, filled with red. It's going to be a fun game tonight.
You know, one of the things that when you come to Russ Hochstein Field, the things that I love about this, you see it in Albion as well. Everybody sits on the same side. So it's fan bases right next to each other. All the noise comes from the same side, and it's such a huge home field advantage because if you're the road team like Battle Creek, you're so far away from the fans. It's a huge home field advantage.
We've got the national anthem between both of these teams coming up next. We'll honor America as we head into kickoff in this top 10 battle on a beautiful field and a beautiful night in Hardington, Nebraska.
At home or on the range, AGI Sentinel's buildings protect crops and valuable assets from harsh weather conditions. Don't risk losing your hard-earned assets to seasonal elements when AGI Sentinel pre-engineered all-steel buildings are the simple and sturdy solution that provide maximum protection for a minimum cost. For free estimates, talk to Scott, Kenny, or Luke about your AGI Sentinel building. Call 402-748-3551 today or go to ashoffconstruction.com.
Hi, I'm Brett Wiedenfeld, Chief Financial Officer and Ag Lender at the Bank of Hardington, and I'm also a Northeast Nebraska pork producer. At the Bank of Hardington, we have the tools and knowledge to help your operation grow. We understand the challenges facing our producers and are eager to assist with all the financial needs of your farm. We understand the challenges because our ag lenders have true ag experience.
Heine Electric and Irrigation can help you with several services. Wells and pumps. They have well drillers registered in Nebraska, South Dakota, and Iowa with contractors who can install your line and pumps. Suck-up grain service. Technicians can frame, pour, build, and service your suck-up grain bins and grain handling equipment. Center Pivot Service. With their Valmont trained and certified technicians, they provide top-notch service and they have the equipment for earth moving and clearing. Heine Electric and Irrigation, Hartington and Vermilion.
Nebraska, it's time to celebrate our community heroes. Do you know a local hero who dedicates their time to make your community better? Someone who leads with a vision for a brighter tomorrow and inspires others to join? Nominate them today for the Community Hero Program, thanks to Medica. Each month, one Nebraska hero will be chosen and will get to choose a nonprofit to receive a $1,000 donation. Let's honor those who make our community shine. Community Hero, celebrating the heart of Nebraska.
At USAFE Pharmacy in Norfolk, we're more than just your local Health Mart pharmacy. We're your neighbors. We are family owned and operated and pride ourselves on offering over-the-counter products, prescription medications, and medical supplies dedicated to your health. With unbeatable customer service, our knowledgeable staff is here to take care of you, ensuring you get exactly what you need to feel better. We are located on Benjamin Avenue and open 7 days a week and have home delivery and mail-out service available. At USAFE Pharmacy in Norfolk, our only mission is your family's health.
My name is Jarvis Otten. At Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. Elkhorn Valley Bank's probably one of the larger contributors in town. We donate to a lot of the city and community projects. We also have a lot of employees that go out and do community work. The community is what makes us, so it's just a payback to the community for what they've done for us. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community. My name is Jarvis Otten. At Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. Elkhorn Valley.
Well, a nice recognition for head coach Chad Cotto for the Cedar Catholic Trojans, winning number 150 in his coaching career just last weekend.
Yeah, beat West Point Beamer 49-14. 150 wins in 23 years as a coach. I told him, before the game, I was like, I don't know how people can do this for 2 decades. And he said, well, it's taken a lot of years off my life. I said, well, fair enough. I guess that's the trade-off. But congrats on Coach Cotto, one of the best in the state of Nebraska.
Does a great job leading these kids, just like Andrew Carlson does for Battle Creek. 104 wins in his 13 years as head coach for the Braves. He's got a little ways to go to catch up to 150, but on the pace that he's in, a 75% winning percentage, he should get there.
They have won so many games under him. He truly is one of the best coaches in the state of Nebraska. I would put it, these 2 coaches are right at the top of the list of best coaches in Nebraska to not win a state title. And I'm going to say yet for both of them, because I do believe these schools could get them very soon.
The tough thing about this year is that they're both in Class C too.
Yeah, that's only one. And there's that other team in Norfolk to worry about too in Class C too.
They exist, and they exist, and they do a really good job playing football there.
All those teams in the same district. That's just
Isn't that crazy?
Unfair.
The talent in Northeast Nebraska is second to none. As we are ready for a fun one tonight, Battle Creek, Cedar Catholic, as we are ready as Jared Rutar will get the ball lined up and ready to kick this thing off. And we are underway on News Channel Nebraska. This is returnable, brought in by Casey Schnabel, who has a nice return on the far side of the field. Brought down near the 30-yard line. And here's your Battle Creek Brave offense, led by Jackson Mettler, but you've got a lot of really good ball carriers on this team, too.
You know, Wyatt Narodzik's their leading rusher. Aiden Pokop has really come on, not just as a running back, but also as a good option for them out of the backfield in the passing game. Was really big in that victory over Oakland Craig a week ago. And, of course, that offensive line, they're enormous, led by Air Force commit Dawson Amick.
Dawson Amick, Gavin Olson, Dakota Zlomke. They've been there for the last 3 years on this front line anchoring the Braves. Mettler takes the snap. He will take it himself with a nice burst across the first down marker and more. Past midfield for a gain of about 10 or 20. Probably call that about 22 yards there on the Jackson Mettler carry.
You know, that's the thing about him. We talked about that at the onset, his ability to get it done both with his legs and with his arms, showing it with his legs there. That's a huge chunk play to start the game, a big statement play by Battle Creek.
Officials blow the whistles for a quick chat, but what a way to start. The blocking was there.
And Coach Carlson talked about it as we got a Cedar Catholic player shaken up. I believe that's Jamison Cotto. Well, that'd be a big loss. That's a great receiver for them. Young man that's been getting a lot of looks by some NAIA schools for college football. Yeah, he took a big shot there at the end of the play.
Yeah.
Off the field under his own power, that's a good sign.
Put the ball on the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 24 for Battle Creek. In motion right up the middle, and it's gain of 1. That Cedar Catholic defense stands tall.
Yeah, the interior of the line is going to be so important for Cedar Catholic. Like Coach Carlson mentioned at the onset, they are enormous. But, you know, it's going to be about what both coaches said. This game's going to be won or lost up front. I think Cedar Catholic forcing Battle Creek into those second and long situations is going to be big for them tonight.
Wyatt Narodzik, a short gain, and anybody on this offense can carry the ball and do it well. It is Narodzik again and met right at the line of scrimmage once more. Brady Hochstein.
Yeah, leading tackler for this team. He's all over the place for them as a linebacker. Does a nice job coming up from the mid-level in run pursuit, no gain. 3rd and 9. This is what you want if you're Cedar Catholic, and if you're Battle Creek, these are the tests that Jackson Mettler has to pass.
Might see Mettler try the air for the first time tonight. In motion is Schnabel to the far side of the formation. Mettler standing at the 50. Narodzik falls down, but looking to throw anyway. Mettler, it is too tall for his intended receiver, looking for tight end Connor Newhoffen, and that brings up 4th down.
He had him. Newhoffen had set down in the zone. Mettler just sailed that a little bit, but I think Newhoffen would tell you he got both hands on that, probably should have hauled that in. Maybe heard the footsteps of Matthew Lecker, who was there in coverage.
Newhoffen is a very good receiver. And 2 of his catches have both gone for touchdowns for the Braves this year.
That's why he didn't catch it. His only catches go for touchdowns. He said, I'm not in the end zone. I can't catch this one. Sorry.
Doesn't quite count today. Braves will send this one deep. It is Casey Schnabel to boot it. A high kick. It doesn't go very far. Hits at the 30 and takes a Brave roll, about 10 yards of bounce down to the 20. So it works out for the Braves, pinning Cedar Catholic back a little bit deeper as the Trojan offense takes the field.
Now we see Braden Reifenrath at the quarterback. Sioux Falls commit. He'll be playing football up for the Cougars. At D2, we talked about Cotto, big, tall target. They don't pass a lot, but when they do, it often hits for big plays.
Jamison Cotto, remember, he did get a little shaken up defensively on the first play from scrimmage, but this season, 14 catches, 146 yards, and a touchdown. He is a go-to guy in this Trojan offense.
He is out there to start this drive for Cedar Catholic.
In motion is Whitmire. Reifenrath will take it himself on the quarterback keeper. Gets a couple blocks and tries to break a tackle, but doesn't get too much further after spinning toward the 28-yard line.
And that's the thing that stands out to me about this Battle Creek defense is you see the starters there, brought to you by Medica. They pursue to the ball so well laterally. There's a lot of speed. The size stands out when you see them, but they really get after it, particularly at the linebacker level, sideline to sideline.
Looking to throw. It's caught by Benson, the tight end. Benson out of bounds after a first down.
Boy, you'd love to get that passing game going early if you're Cedar Catholic. Again, Reifenrath, a good quarterback. They don't use his arm a lot, but he rarely misfires. And that time, nice little crossing route found that seam in the Battle Creek linebacking core.
Gain of 12 yards to Hunter Benson. Reifenrath now in motion here is Cotto. Goes back to the far side of the formation. The first carry for Whitmire, cutting inside with a nice gain. Didn't look like he had a lot, but he found a small crease to pick up about 5.
Here's the thing that stands out to me when I watch him on tape is the vision. His ability to see holes that maybe aren't there initially. He has great patience, really good speed. I'm telling you, folks, he's a back to watch. He is fun.
Reifenrath, quarterback keeper, gets a block, runs into the back of his offensive lineman and falls down after a gain of 2.
You know, I think early on what Coach Cotto is trying to do here with these interior plays is, set a little bit of a tempo, right? Let your offensive line know that you can hang with this Battle Creek vaunted defensive line. They've blocked pretty well so far.
Tight formation, looking to throw quickly. Cotto, incomplete. Great play defensively. M.J. Rogge breaking that pass up, bringing up 4th and short.
I mean, you can't time that any better than Rogge did. That's a little timing route. Cotto, a sure-handed receiver, but Rogge lays the shoulder at the right time and forces a decision now for Coach Cotto on 4th and short.
Yeah, good look. That ball was right where it wanted to be, but Rogge played that thing so well. So now the Trojans will punt. And the punt formation, low snap, it is picked up and booted off, and this is a beauty. Bounces and gets into the end zone, but how about the boot from Micah Cotto? Freshman. He's a do-it-all player offensively, defensively, and, man, he's got a leg.
Really booted that one there. That's a new long for him this season, by the way. He'd been averaging 37 yards a punt. His previous long was 50. That one went for 53.
First quarter today is thanks to Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk. Yankton Medical Clinic is building a Norfolk legacy, one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they're here for you today and every day. As the Braves offense returns to the field, Metler will give it to the running back. That is Pocop, who gets stuffed in the backfield.
A little bit of lateral pursuit by Cedar Catholic that time. You'll see this from Battle Creek. 3 different running backs, might be a fullback one play, a wing back the next. They rotate these guys in really well. Hard to key in on any one runner.
Well, call it a gain of 2. It did get out for a little bit of yardage, but still not much. Pocop, though, is a guy who has really starting to come on, Eric. He's a guy that you like a lot.
I really like his ability out of the backfield. He was a difference maker last week in the passing game in that win over Oakland Craig.
Second down, Schnabel in motion again. Metler will hand this one off, and again beaten in the backfield. In there, Will Steffen with first contact.
Yeah, just a sophomore. That was what I talked about with Coach Cotto at the onset. They've got young guys that are just super naturally talented. He said they've gotten the work in the weight room in the offseason. You see it there. That's strong pursuit by Steffen, the sophomore, 270 pounds. He's going to be a good one.
Pocop stays in the backfield. Trips to the far side of the formation. As Metler looks, he gets pressured, has to spin out, loses the football. It's on the ground, picked up by the Trojans. Early turnover gives Cedar Catholic great field position and a chance to strike first.
This play was made by Jacob Steffen, the senior. He pushed the up back, Pocop, into the quarterback, and force this turnover. Watch him break through here, knocks Pokop into Mettler, and forces the fumble.
Strip sack for Steffen. 1st and 10 with under 7 to play in the first quarter. The handoff to Whitmire, gets stopped, makes a man miss, and falls forward for a short gain.
They have got to find a way to contain Whitmire as Battle Creek. I guarantee you the number 8 came up a lot in practice this week. Had 5 rushing touchdowns and a kickoff return for a touchdown in their win over West Point Beamer last week.
Second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain for Whitmire. Reifenrath follows the blockers, pushing forward, churning. Not in. He's down to the 4-yard line, rather the 1-yard line.
You know, last week we were calling the Hardington-Newcastle game. He'd be 9 yards into the end zone by now.
Good blocking, and it is a 5-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 1 from the 1. They push forward. Reifenrath, signal.
I don't think he got there. That
No.
was an incredible push by the interior line of Battle Creek initially. Boy, that could have been a penalty on Cedar Catholic. I think they broke the huddle with 12. Jamison Cotto ran off the field really late there. They didn't call it.
4th down and 1. We'll try it again. Reifenrath under center. Looking for the push forward. Pushing. Falls in. Touchdown. Cedar Catholic on the board first with a tush push.
Boy, I'll tell you what. The initial drive, he did not get there. This is incredible effort by Reifenrath to turn around and back in because initially the D-line had made that stop. That was all Reifenrath gutting it out and getting in the end zone.
Fell in, kind of got dragged into the end zone. But at that point, you just want to get in. It doesn't matter how you get in. You just want to get in. And on to kick the extra point is Bodie Hochstein. Snap down, it's a good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Cedar Catholic capitalizes after the strip sack, the fumble, and the Trojans score a touchdown. 1-yard run from Braden Reifenrath, and the Trojans are on top 7-0, 5:16 to play in the first quarter in this top 10 Class C2 battle on NCN.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
Jared Rutar has the ball set up and ready to kick this thing off after a strip sack from Jacob Steffen, and the touchdown from Braden Reifenrath has given the Trojans a 7-0 lead. Pokop on the return, has a few blockers on the far sideline. Pokop cuts it back inside, but pushed out of bounds by Bodie Hochstein, and a flag is thrown.
Thrown really late at the end of the play by one of the side judges.
On the plays happening on the far side of the field, and that flag is
that's
at
midfield.
midfield.
Creek. That's tough. You can't harm yourself in a game like this against a Cedar Catholic team that, again, defensively, they've been as good as anybody in the state of Nebraska over the last few weeks. That's a lot of field in front of them against a very, very good defense.
Well, how about the turnaround for Cedar Catholic, though? You play Boone Central, who is a very good team. They've had a heavy schedule up front, but since that 14-0 defeat, Trojans have come back with a 47-6 win over Wayne, 34-6 win over Archbishop Bergen, and then 41-0 over Takema Herman, and 49-14 over West Point Beamer. Mettler hands it off. Neurozic pushing forward.
That's strong running. That's Schnabel, actually. Again, that's the thing with this Battle Creek offense. They run those three guys in regularly. Any one of these guys could probably be a 1,100-1,300-yard rusher on their own. It's really an embarrassment of riches in the backfield for Coach Carlson.
We talked about this team, this program is so good at developing running backs. Schnabel stays back there for 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. That is Wentz across the formation. It is a play made in the backfield. Brady Hochstein continues his dominance on defense.
That's called being assignment sound. He doesn't bite on the fake pitch, stays home. This young man is all over the place, really feeling it defensively, makes a great play. The junior with a couple of nice tackles so far tonight for the Trojans.
And check it out again here. Fake pitch, Mettler. Yeah, nowhere to go. In front of the home crowd. 3rd and 6. Mettler rolls. Will throw it after the nice catch is made. Connor Newhoffen breaks a tackle. Newhoffen across the 40 and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. What a play made on the crossing route.
You know, I thought they were going over the top. He had another receiver over the top in Korth. Gavin Korth was breaking free deep. I didn't see that crossing route till the very end. That is incredibly well-timed. What a throw on the run by Mettler. This is what I'm talking about where I say, you know, that he has really developed the passing game. That is perfectly placed. And then Newhoffen breaking tackles after the catch.
Gain of 33 yards. It looked like it was going to be a little bit of a playmaking for the route on the side as this play is shut down before it even gets started. Nowhere to go. Casey Schnabel.
Really impressed with Cedar Catholic up front so far, their ability to limit what Battle Creek wants to do in the running game. When we saw them earlier this year against Boone Central, they were getting 6-7 yards a pop on those inside carries. They've not been getting that thus far tonight.
Braves broke a big play, trying to keep this momentum going. Neurozic to the far side of the formation. Mettler will keep it. Jackson Mettler again goes back.
Woo, are these Cedar Catholic Trojans flying around. That time it was Jared Rudar, but they are finding the ball and getting to it. This is just want to. My goodness, they're all over the place.
Mettler with no gain. Had a 24-yard carry his first touch of the game, and since then fumbled it and had losses or had no gain on his last 3 times holding the football.
Can Cedar Catholic get off the field, though? Big conversion last, third down for Battle Creek.
3rd and long. Mettler looking, throws. It is caught! Down to the 20-yard line.
It's Newhoffen again. Or no, that was MJ Rogge, wasn't it?
MJ Rogge sat down on a curl route. It looked like the ball was too high for Wentz, but it got to Rogge.
You had Wentz coming on a mid-crossing pattern, and the ball looked like it was intended for him and too tall, and then behind him, just sitting down, was Rogge. Another great pass by Jackson Mettler.
Gain of 18, first down. Mettler hands this off. Schnabel again, nowhere. That's a big stop. Will Steffen, the nose guard.
Man, 270-pound sophomore. This young man is impressive. I'll tell you, folks, this defense, They are for real. Some of these teams have been beating, maybe the win-loss records aren't as sterling, but offensively, they've been pretty good. That West Point Beamer team can put up points. Holding them to 14 is no joke.
Well, and if you can't run the football, if you're Battle Creek, you have to rely on Jackson Metler. He's got the targets and he's got the arm. He knows the offense. He's been the starting quarterback for the last 3 seasons.
Absolutely. The experience shows. That's why he's been unflappable on those last 2 third-down conversions.
2nd and 10, Wentz in motion. Hands it off, Schnabel, broke a tackle, stays up, and then the second wave of the Trojans get in there, but not without a nice burst forward for a gain of 5. Casey Schnabel.
He didn't make the tackle, but Ryan Pick, the senior, made that initial contact that the tackle was broken. It's a good thing he was there because that was a huge hole that had opened up on the left side. I don't know that that secondary line of defense gets to him without that initial contact by Pick.
3rd down and 5 from the 15-yard line, nearing the end of our opening quarter. Battle Creek comes out with 3 wide receivers. Schnabel stays to the left of Metler. It's a handoff to Metler and nowhere to go. Hunter Benson. What a play.
This defense by Cedar Catholic, they have scouted this Battle Creek running attack well. They are shaking off blocks. They're finding the openings. They are pursuing to the ball, and now 4th and 7. It is decision time for Battle Creek as we reach the end of the first quarter.
We could see a 4th and 7 attempt to go for it from the 17, or maybe we'll see the kicker come out for a field goal. We'll find out coming up next. It's a 7-0 lead for Cedar Catholic, leading the Battle Creek Braves. Second quarter on your way on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Second quarter on News Channel Nebraska as we are preparing a big early down, 4th and 7 to start the second quarter. We'll see what the Braves decide to do.
So Hudson Last is their kicker. He's 22 of 26 on extra points. He kicked his first field goal last week. First attempt, he made it from 30 yards against Oakland Craig. From where Battle Creek has the ball right now, though, be about a 34, 35-yarder. Let's see if they trust the leg of the senior.
Or maybe try to do something offensively. Metler's been throwing the ball pretty well. Would you want to keep it in his hands?
If you're going for it on 4th and 7, if you're running the play, it's got to be some type of misdirect, something that you're maybe trying to take advantage of Cedar Catholic's aggressiveness, but they're going for the field goal, going for a 35-yarder.
Well, this will be a 35-yarder from the hold of MJ Aragi. Snap down, kick is low. It is not going to get there. Kick is no good off the leg of Hudson Last.
You know, that might have been partially blocked. It kind of had a weird trajectory change at the line of scrimmage. It was really low coming off of the hold of Raggi. Wasn't sure if Cedar Catholic got a hand of that. I saw Ryan Pick in there. But, boy, this defense, another brilliant stop by Cedar Catholic. Again, this Battle Creek team scored 45 points last week. They've been stymied thus far.
1st and 10 for Cedar Catholic. Their defense has been great. Their offense capped off a turnover into a touchdown. We'll see what they can do here as Whitmire to the far side of the formation. Quick throw over the middle to Jamison Cotto, spinning down for a gain of around 9 yards, just short of the first down marker.
I love that. Getting Cotto, on a quick hitter, a little timing route, get him in space, see what he can do with it. He has those long legs, a lot of speed, a good playmaker at wideout. Cedar Catholic going to the air maybe a bit more than I expected early on.
Back in motion, Nolan Becker. Hands this one off quickly. A nice gain up the gut for Brady Hochstein.
Little quick hitter to the fullback. Good way to get short yardage there and then come back on a third down if you don't get it. But that time, Cedar Catholic's the team that's falling forward. Battle Creek on their heels just a little bit right now.
Big first carry for Hochstein up to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. And Chad Cotto looking for his 151st win in a top 10 battle tonight. Hands this one off after a little misdirection, bursting forward. Whitmire, rather, that's
Micah Cotto.
Cotto.
Another one of those young guys, just a freshman, but he's been really good as a change of pace back. 268 rushing yards coming into tonight. Showed a nice little hesitation on the edge. Waited for the blocks to open up, got 4.
Cotto has now 43 carries on the year, over 270 yards, running the ball for about 6.5 a pop. That's pretty good.
This running game has really gotten chunk yards quite a bit this year. Maybe a little underrated what they can do offensively.
Cotto lined up way deep on the formation, and here's a nice gain up the middle, chugging forward for another first down. As the Trojans move the ball again, it's Brady Hochstein again.
I love what they can do. You know, you've got the speed back with Cotto. You've got Whitmire, who does a little bit of everything, and Hochstein's the guy, if you just want pure power, lower the shoulder, young man. Fall forward, get it done. Second first down on this drive.
This defensive front for Battle Creek, Dawson Amick, Dakota Zlomke, Connor Heiderman, and then right now Connor Newhoffen also up there kind of playing as that extra fourth player.
Yep.
But right now, really seeing some struggles when it comes to stopping the run.
It's all what that offensive line has done.
As Hochstein breaks through a quick tackle, falling forward. Play made by Heiderman. But still, I mean, 5 yards a carry for Hochstein.
You're seeing 3 yards, 4 yards a pop on first down. This offense is on schedule and not taking a lot of time between plays. You can tell they had to stay on script so far.
Here's Whitmire to the outside, picks up a block, picks up the first down. Whitmire turning on the Jets and brought down out of bounds across the 35-yard line. Mark him down right around the 35.
I'll tell you what, this is a great job by the left side of the line because you've got Hochstein coming out as a lead blocker, as a fullback. He turns the corner. He had no one to block. They'd already sealed everybody off. First contact's like 10 yards down the field, and you can't do that with someone as good as Brighton Whitmire.
It is the largest gain of the day for Whitmire, 15 yards. Looking to throw. Reifenrath decides to hold it. He'll take it himself. Reifenrath will step out of bounds after a nice scramble and a gain of 9.
That's one of those times where Battle Creek is punished for good coverage. Court did a great job of erasing Nolan Becker, but Reifenrath holds that defense until the very last minute, is able to get a really nice gain. Second and short in this offense, well, we could see just about anything here.
From the 26-yard line, it is 2nd down and 1. And the Trojans continuing to punish at the line of scrimmage. Reifenrath hands it off, and Whitmire spins through. Whitmire picks up the first down, got close. I think he did get it. He did.
That's 170 yards shaking off a big man in Mason Planer at 265. This Cedar Catholic team is running angry early on. They've not faced a third down this drive yet.
Continuing to get 5-6 yards a carry. You pick up the first down. The defense is playing well. The offense is playing well, and that's just complimentary football.
And Coach Cotto said, if we're going to win this game, we're going to do it up front. That's what they've done so far. They've dominated in the trenches.
And a quick quarterback keeper for Reifenrath, showing the punishment and the push for a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of a message play there. Just saying, let's see how far we can get going straight ahead. Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Got him 4 on that play.
Right now, Battle Creek trying to find a way to stand up defensively, but they cannot stop this run game.
Cedar Catholic, their offense is running at such a great pace so far. Very little time in between plays.
2nd and 5 from the 20. The handoff to Brady Hochstein. Leans forward, finished off by Dawson Amick. I think he's just short of the sticks by maybe a couple inches, maybe half a foot.
So here you go, Kalen. 11th play of the drive. They're going to see their first third down at 3rd and 1.
That's amazing. The productivity of this offense is truly firing on all cylinders. Offensive line's playing well. Got to give it to Will Steffen, Sam Wiebelhaus, Jack Christensen, Jacob Steffen, and Ryan Pick. They are setting a foundation from this first half. Reifenrath gets the defense to jump. He gets the first down anyway. I don't know.
I think they got back. There was no flag thrown, but they ended up snapping it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Quick gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, they get him down to about the 13-yard line there. Well, this
go.
drive is really, really impressive. Now working on about 4.5 minutes and ticking.
Trojans trying to send an early statement, taking a 14-0 lead over the number 2 team in the state. Actually, Battle Creek is first in power rankings right now.
That they are. They've played about the toughest schedule in Class C2 so far.
And that is what they wanted to do. Aside from last season, they wanted to beef up that schedule. They did. Reifenrath looking to throw. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for his intended receiver, tight end Hunter Benson.
And they had that set up. It's a perfect time for play action where you've been running the ball so well, but that's really good coverage over the top. Credit, I believe that was Mettler in coverage there, making that play, breaking it up because the throw was on target.
Benson nearly had it, but Jackson Mettler, great coverage. As Whitmire in motion, and now Reifenrath alone in the backfield. He'll look to throw again. Looking to fire it over the middle. Cotto rips it away from the defender. Cotto slips a tackle and in for a touchdown. Jamison Cotto, little rack, little score. It's 13-0 Trojans.
Okay, so Jamison Cotto just saved his quarterback. Watch this. This ball probably should have been picked off. This pass is thrown behind Cotto, and he snags this thing. What a play. And then the moves in the open field. Folks, that's why he's got a lot of colleges looking at him right now.
13-yard touchdown from Braden Reifenrath to Jamison Cotto. It's his second touchdown on the year. Snap down, kick is up, and it is no good. Missed it a little wide. But either way, Cedar Catholic showing up in front of their home crowd. A 13-yard touchdown from Reifenrath to Cotto. Trojans lead it 13-0, 6:45 to play in the first half.
At Security Bank, we believe that growing a strong community starts here. We're committed to more than just financial services. We're committed to you. Whether you're planting seed for the next big crop or building a family legacy, we're here to help you grow. From operating loans to community events, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. Security Bank, located in Laurel, Allen, Osmond, Hardington, and Coleridge. My kind of bank, proudly serving your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Cedar Catholic has come to play. They've got a 13-0 lead after a touchdown pass from Braden Reifenrath to Jamison Cotto as this ball is booted in the back, but Schnabel keeps it. Schnabel with a nice gain. Stays on his feet, and Schnabel breaks it big. Chasing from behind, Casey Schnabel flips momentum with a touchdown. Unbelievable.
How on earth did he emerge from that stack of defenders? He was hemmed in, just didn't give up on the play, kept the legs moving, and broke the tackles, and boy, did Battle Creek need that.
Andrew Carlson mentioned it earlier this week. He said, we were close last week against Oakland Craig to breaking a few tackles and returning one big. They did it this time. Look at Schnabel lowering the shoulder, juicing through the D. What a play.
Boy, they needed that in a big moment there for the young man to step up.
Now a big time for the PAT. Hudson Last trying to knock this thing through. And that kick is good. Way over the uprights. And makes it a 6-point game, 13-7. And just like that, it's a one-score ball game. 6:28 to play in the first half. Battle Creek gets some momentum with a lightning strike. We've got more this second quarter next on NCN.
How liberal is Dan Osborne? Get this, you worked for your Social Security, but Osborne would give those benefits away to illegal immigrants. It's a slap in the face to seniors. Social Security benefits for illegals? Dan Osborne is so far left, he's not right for Nebraska. Deb Fisher fights for us. She stood with Trump to secure our border and protect Social Security. President Trump endorsed. Deb Fisher for Senate.
I'm Deb Fisher, and I approve this message.
A 90-yard kickoff return touchdown. Casey Schnabel, in what was a 13-0 game in a matter of about 15 seconds, flips the field. He dropped the ball on the return but found his way through.
You know what can happen when a returner drops that ball? Every once in a while, the defense will lose their gap assignments trying to pursue to the ball. I think that's what happened there. But even despite that, it looked like they had him stopped. It just, everybody kind of bizarrely stopped on the play, including some of the guys blocking, and that allowed Schnabel to just break through and take it to the house.
In Carlson's keys to the game this week, he says, well, we got to limit the special teams on Cedar Catholic and see if we can break one on our end. Well, they sure did. 13-7. Now Cedar Catholic with a return up to about the 23-yard line.
That's a nice play by Andy Riccio because, look, that young man Whitmire can run him back too. He did it last week against West Point Beamer. If he caught the edge, he might still be running Riccio with a huge tackle there for Battle Creek.
I was just thinking this morning, when was the last time I've seen a kick return touchdown? It's been a few years, but today, starts a new streak, and that is such a strong way to send momentum for your team, especially when you've essentially been getting dominated on both sides of the ball.
But now the defense has got to go right back out there and find a way to stop an offense that just marched it down on them.
And here's a nice juke forward. Micah Cotto looked like he might have been stopped, but find a small gap for a nice gain of about 7.
Cotto 170, kind of a slight build, able to sneak between a couple of defenders there. Really impressive. And again, 7 yards on first down. That keeps your offensive playbook wide open.
And a 13-7 ball game as well. Now you look at that kick by Bodie Hochstein, the PAT. He did miss it. Will that play a factor in the end? We'll find out. Here's a short gain, bringing up 3rd and 1.
I mean, in games like this, so often it comes down to small special teams plays like that. That 1 point could be huge. Does it come down to, is somebody going to need a 2-point conversion late? You know, so many things can go right and wrong in a game like this. It's small things that often make the difference.
Reifenrath under center. We've seen a few quarterback sneaks. On 3rd and short, he gets the D to jump, and then flags are out.
Everybody jumped. That might be, he might have juked his offense there. Let's see.
It is. False start. Both sides went forward. The thing with the defense, though, is as long as you are not caught in the neutral zone, it's not a penalty on the defense's side.
Yeah, and the offensive line flinched as well right before the snap. So that hard count a little too hard, and now 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and 6. Although that's not been a problem for Cedar Catholic. You know, they've converted some big 3rd downs already this evening.
3rd and 6 from the 26. In motion is Whitmire. Looking to throw. Reifenrath under pressure. Gets grabbed and gets brought down. Sacked by Connor Newhoffen. And the Braves come up with that much-needed stop.
So they're trying to come weak side off the play action. It takes a while to set that up. You've got to hold your blocks for a while. And I think Battle Creek may have brought an extra defender defensively. Watch it here. Yeah, they all stunt on the inside. That allows Newhoffen to come in unblocked. No chance at that play.
Well, it is a massive loss, about 14 yards. And time is ticking, just over 4 minutes to play in the first half. Bumped is, and the flag comes out after the punt from Cotto. Well, this is huge.
Yeah, if it's just running into the kicker, so it's still going to be 4th down.
Right. Now, roughing is a 15-yard penalty and an automatic.
But you'll see it here, and they just called it that it was going to be running into the kicker.
It's Connor Newhoffen who bolted into him.
So it'll still be 4th down and a whole bunch. So I think we're just going to see another punt here.
Does flip the field. Will make it a little bit better of a punt regardless, as we're about to head into halftime here, 4 minutes away, and we will have a fun halftime show thanks to our friends at Insurance 365, the healthcare specialists you want to do business with, and visit Kearney and the Kearney Sportsplex. You can find it all in Kearney. So a 5-yard penalty for running into the kicker. And Jamison Cotto will, or not, rather Micah Cotto will give it another shot.
A lot of Cottos on this team.
High boots and returnable. Moving forward, just a short gain for Jackson Metler. Up to about
that means so much for Battle Creek defensively that they got the stop, right? So you get the touchdown on the kickoff return, you force a 3 and out. Now you can send that offense out on the field feeling a lot better about yourself. You got a chance to score with all 3 of your timeouts, 3:40 on the clock. They're playing with house money at this point. To get into the half with a lead, given how dominant Cedar Catholic has been up front, would be huge for the Braves.
3rd sack from Connor Newhoffen on the year is what really helped this Braves defense to come up with that stop. And now, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Great field position for Battle Creek. Metler fakes the handoff. They've been throwing the ball well. They'll take a shot deep downfield looking for Newhoffen, but too far over his head, and Connor couldn't even find it.
Yeah, Newhoffen had blown past Matthew Lecker. He had the step on him, but Metler just aired it out a little too much. There's a little bit of a breeze at his back, not enough, though, that would have affected that. Just an errant throw at 2nd down.
Metler's got a really strong arm.
Indeed.
He's hooked up with some big plays throughout the year so far. Couldn't find Newhoffen there. Brings up 2nd and 10. Keeper for Metler breaks through just about a tackle and then is brought down right near the line of scrimmage, so not much.
There's Ryan Pick again. I'll tell you, this interior line of the Trojans, Battle Creek's running game has not been able to get established. You know, I mean, you can try to find an adjustment, but at this point, I think the coaching staff just needs to challenge that offensive line to get off the block a little bit faster and open up some holes for these dynamic running backs.
3rd and 9 from the 46. Clock under 3 minutes. And the Braves are looking for some success past this defense. Metler will throw. Firing it deep and almost intercepted. A fantastic play on the football made by Whitmire.
Yeah, Whitmire was there. He had the inside position on the intended receiver, MJ Rogge. Rogge essentially becoming a defensive back there because Whitmire had this played the whole way.
Well, I think if Rogge plays, or if Mettler can toss this ball over the shoulder of Rogge, there's a chance on his streak route with the ball a little underthrown on the corner, and Rogge didn't have enough time to get there.
Yeah, you almost wonder if maybe that's a miscommunication, maybe a wide receiver option route. Quarterback throws a post when the receiver's thinking fade. But either way, it's a 3-and-out.
Here's the boot from Schnabel. It bounces down, and Braves will pin this thing at the 5-yard line. Nice job by Aiden Pokop getting down there and touching that ball. So with 2:31 to play in the first half, it's a long way to go. 95 yards for Cedar Catholic, but the way they've moved the ball, if Battle Creek can come up with a big stop, maybe give them a chance to get the football back before the half.
You know, and I think if you're Coach Cotto, you're thinking, if nothing else, just a couple of first downs. Just get out of the first half with the lead. If you can score, great. If not, look, you got 95 yards of Russ Hochstein Field in front of you, and they're not known for their huge plays. They can hit them. I think you're just trying to get a couple of first downs and the half with the ball in your possession.
Whitmire in the backfield. And a quick carry on a short gain up the gut. It is Hochstein, Brady Hochstein, who's seen a few good carries today, gain of about 3. As Amick makes the tackle, and timeout called by the Braves.
Yeah, Battle Creek wants to get the ball back. I think they get the sense that maybe they can tip the scales in their favor a little bit. You know, that they had that huge special teams play. If they can get the ball back, score before the half, well, that would be just monstrous, especially given that Cedar Catholic's going to be starting the second half with the ball.
I think it's a good idea, too, because you get an opportunity. You want to give your defense a little bit of momentum, too. You saw the stop that the Braves made. Connor Newhoffen made the big sack. If you can do it again, then, hey, you're Battle Creek, you're saying we can stop this offense. They're continuing to move the ball, but if you make back-to-back stops, you're feeling pretty good heading into the locker room.
Yeah, it isn't about, you know, that 13-play touchdown drive that they have. It's about what you did in the last couple of drives heading into the half. That 3-and-out after the kickoff return was monstrous. You see it often at all levels of football where, you know, a team will score a touchdown on a long drive, then you see a big special teams play with a kickoff return, then a kind of tired defense has to come back out, gives up another score. That didn't happen. That in and of itself shows me that Battle Creek is starting to come alive a little bit, and I think they can sense it too. That's why they want to try to get the 3-and-out here.
And as this game goes on, we're only going to see both teams become more and more physical. It's something that Chad Cotto talked about, how physical Battle Creek is up front, and they want to win the line of scrimmage, and they've done that so far.
Yeah, they've been really impressive. Both sides of the ball on the line, they have been really good tonight.
2nd and 8. Holding it for a long time and then giving it to Whitmire, and Whitmire picks up the first down, chugging forward across the 20.
Boy, that's a dangerous read option because you've got Reifenrath, who's a good runner, Whitmire, who's a great runner, and the way this offensive line has been blocking, I mean, how long was Reifenrath able to hold that before he made the decision to get rid of it? That's a huge first down and a really impressive gain.
Gain of 14 yards. And now if you're Cedar Catholic, I mean, it's a big burst to maybe try to keep that offense churning. We'll see. Come out with trips to the near side.
Reifenrath can zip it now. He can throw it deep.
And he will. Pressure gets in there immediately, throwing this one away. And MJ Rogge was trying to come on in there. I think Braves fans here are wondering what receiver was in the vicinity.
Well, you saw at the very end as he threw it, Brighton Whitmire sprinting out of the backfield. I think they're going to count that as the eligible receiver, no grounding, and it'll be 2nd down. But again, you see penetration from the defensive line, something they had not been able to get throughout the first quarter.
Stops the clock with 1:47 to play in the half. And a one-score ball game. Come back out with 3 wide receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. As this is a quick run from Reifenrath, a little draw as he stumbles but stays on his feet. Reifenrath shedding a tackle, but finally Newhoffen makes the play and a first down after a gain of 12.
Boy, this is tough if you're Battle Creek. I don't think that was a designed run. Reifenrath had dropped back. Battle Creek, with just 3 men on the line, were able to break through the offensive line. Connor Heiderman was in the backfield. I think Reifenrath just freelanced and scrambled for the first down.
Pressure comes. Reifenrath will throw quickly to the sideline and incomplete.
It's a good heady play. An experienced quarterback, the senior. Not trying to force anything. You've got it on the sideline. If he catches it, great. If he doesn't, you throw it in a spot where only a receiver can get it. No chance of an interception there.
Keaton Arns, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 from the 35, 1:23. Now on this first half clock. Wide receivers bunched up as Cotto's in motion. And handed off quickly to Whitmire. Whitmire with a burst and down to the 50-yard line.
I'll tell you what, they are calling a great game offensively. Everybody defensively was watching what Cotto was doing as he came across that line of scrimmage in motion. Cedar Catholic calls the timeout. Perfect time for the halfback draw and executed brilliantly.
Well, the Trojans are about halfway there with 1:18 to play in the first half. So it went from Battle Creek saying, hey, maybe let's get our stop, let's get the ball back. And now all of a sudden, you're looking at the Trojans saying, we're moving the ball. We're going to try to score and increase this lead.
Yeah, now all of a sudden they're sitting at midfield, 1st and 10, couple of timeouts. They just burned their first one there. And again, you've got a quarterback that Sioux Falls wanted. He's going to be playing D2 football as a quarterback. So they can sling it out there. All of a sudden, this game has had so many shifts and turns and momentum. Again, I go back to the offensive coordinator and this staff putting together the offensive game plan that we've seen. That halfback draw could not have been called at a better time. Everybody in this stadium, I think, thought it was going to Cotto as he was in motion. He was a great decoy. And for a running back like Whitmire, getting the ball on the draw with space, that is dangerous stuff.
And this is something you mentioned earlier today, was his vision is so good and the acceleration.
Yeah.
He can pick up speed so quickly.
Yeah, it took a couple of steps. He plants, takes off when he sees that hole. He's a good one, folks, just a junior. That's a future All-Stater right there.
His last 3 carries, 3 of his last 4 carries, 15, 14, and 15. 1st and 10 from midfield. Quick throw out to Cotto. Cotto pitches it back on the flea flicker to Whitmire, who comes forward for about 5 or 6.
If Whitmire catches that lateral clean, it might be a big one. We've got an injured player down. Whitmire bobbled it a little bit. He took his eyes off of it. Boy, Cedar Catholic is emptying the barrels, aren't they? They have gone deep into the playbook, and now we got a Battle Creek player down.
So it's a gain of 6 for Whitmire, but he doesn't get credited with the catch because it's Jamison Cotto.
So Cotto gets the catch. Whitmire gets credited with a run. Go ahead and keep those stats. Hook and laterals are tough. I can't tell who this is for Battle Creek that's down.
Well, with 1:03 to play here in the first half, 13-7 is the score. We'll take a quick timeout and come right back with the final finish of our first half, with the Trojans leading the Braves by 6.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Hi, I'm Marie Haar, Vice President and Ag Lender at Bank of Hartington, and a Northeast Nebraska dairy and beef producer. Whether it's developing a marketing strategy, a break-even analysis, or cash flow projections, at the Bank of Hartington, we understand the ever-changing demands and challenges of today's grain and livestock producers. We understand these challenges because we are farmers, and we're living it too.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of Hardington. The Bank of Hardington wishes the best of luck to all area teams this season. And by You Save Pharmacy in Norfolk, where their mission is your family's health.
The Battle Creek player is up off the field and on the bench. We still can't see the number, so we'll just have to go without knowing for a moment. We'll see if we can get that information as soon as possible.
Yeah,
But
the good news is, so that was Casey Schnabel that was down there. You see him on the sideline. He is up, was able to get off under his own power. He got popped hard at the end of that play. They're gonna need him. We'll hope that young man is okay.
well, the clock is running as the whistle's blown. Reifenrath is in the gun. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes in, and Reifenrath collapses as the pocket collapses. Dawson Amick with some pressure up there, along with Dakota Zlomke.
And Battle Creek's doing this with just a three-man front. They're just bowing up and making plays. They've been able to get pressure the last few times with no blitz, just the three down linemen able to get through Cedar Catholic's line.
6th sack on the year for Dawson Amick, the Air Force commit. Bunched up receivers on the near side. Snaps, Reifenrath will run and breaks a tackle. Reifenrath continues to charge forward across to the 40, and they mark him out right near the line of scrimmage with 6 seconds left in the half. It is a first down.
They gave it to him. Wow. Converted that first down. What a run.
The scramble from Reifenrath, 14-yard gain, and now from the 40-yard line, probably not going to try a 57-yard field goal.
And they've already burned their hook and lateral. They already ran that play. So, I don't know, maybe you test the QB's strength here. You probably don't have time. I mean, you know, maybe you could get a quick out, get 3 or 4 more yards at best. But, you know, I think at this point it's just see what you can do, heave it to the end zone. I'll tell you what, though, what a gamer. My goodness, Braden Reifenrath, you know, he's been running for his life a little bit. That front three of Battle Creek, that's something to watch as we get into the second half. They're starting to get pressure without blitzing. That means, you know, Battle Creek, they're going to drop more guys in coverage. It's going to be harder to find those seams. If Battle Creek can continue to get this kind of pressure with 3 down linemen, that could really disrupt Cedar Catholic's passing game, makes what they do in the running game so much more important over the second half of this game.
And potentially a big play here. This is a bounce that Cedar Catholic would love to have to go their way. See what they decide to do.
Yeah, we'll see the offense here. I mean, here's the thing. You got Jamison Cotto, who's like 6'4", 6'5". He's got some height to him. You know, maybe you just backyard football. Run as far as you can, Jamison. Throw it up, see what you can do with it.
Could have saved the hook and ladder for this play.
That's what I'm saying. They've already burned it.
Well, they come out with 3 wide receivers on the far side. Whitmire, Benson's out there. You got Cotto on the near side. 6 seconds left for a first down. Reifenrath wants to run, and he will just step out of bounds. No time on the clock. Could have given it a shot to try to throw it, but steps out. And I believe that is the end of the first half. And it is. So Cedar Catholic comes to play. They score the first 2 touchdowns of the ball game, lead it 13-0, but then a Casey Schnabel 90-yard kickoff return touchdown brought it back to a 6-point game. And we are in a battle between Battle Creek and Cedar Catholic Trojans and the Braves. We'll come back with our halftime highlights. We'll talk about this matchup more as we dive into the second half. Still a little ways to go on News Channel Nebraska.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Heine Electric and Irrigation of Hardington and Vermilion, your ag partner when it comes to pivots, pumps, wells, grain bins, or earth moving. And by Security Bank, my kind of bank with locations in Hardington, Allen, Coleridge, Laurel, and Osmond. Member FDIC.
The Chinese Communist Party weaponizes technology, from spy balloons to cyber attacks. And they use TikTok to target our kids and push their propaganda.
Conservative fighter Pete Ricketts.
That's why I was the first governor in America to ban TikTok on state devices and help pass a law banning our adversaries from owning TikTok. Now I'm working to fight China's spying and stop the communists from buying our land. Enough is enough. I'm Pete Ricketts, and I approve this message.
Home health care is a variety of services that are offered in a patient's home, wherever that patient defines their home, whether it be a nursing facility, assisted living, memory care, adult daycare, group home, and it's skilled services that are provided, which can be by a nurse, a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, a speech therapist, a social worker, or a certified nurse's aide.
Yes, I would recommend Faith Home Health Care, simply because they make it easy for you to stay in your home. And they come with the supplies. You don't have to come up with anything. They bring everything with them. And they're friendly and kind and clean up after themselves. They don't ever leave a mess.
Anybody can qualify for home health, from a newborn all the way up to people greater than 100 years old.
My name is Harriet, and I really enjoy the services that Home Health Care has given me.
News Channel Nebraska here at halftime of our great Class C2 Top 10 contest. Cedar Catholic leading Battle Creek 13-7. Caitlin Devin along with Eric McKay here with you tonight in Hardington as we take a look at what is happening in Kearney, Nebraska. They've got a really cool thing happening. The Kearney Sportsplex, owned by the city of Kearney. They plan to open in spring of 2025. And it's got a lot of really cool features to the city. So one of the things that I love to talk about, Eric, is pickleball.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you could get really into pickleball.
Man, I've never played it. I understand that, the strategy is to get what's it called, a dink shot?
Yeah.
I've been called a dink a lot, so I feel like I would be a natural at this sport.
I think it would work well. Have you ever been called like a pickle before?
I've been in pickles often, usually something that results in me being called a dink.
Consistently. Actually, pickleball, the sound of the dink was rated as one of the best sounds by someone somewhere. Well, they're going to have a pickleball court in the Kearney Sportsplex. 4 pickleball courts. They've got this that will be 9,000 square feet with spectator seating, a 300-meter track with three-lane running and walking. And the idea to this is just to have a spot where people can come together and do different events. You can have different meets. You can have nationwide and state tournaments, which is amazing.
I love it. I love what it's going to mean for the region. You might be saying, well, this thing's way out in Kearney. This is going to be great for everybody. Wherever you are watching this game, I guarantee you're going to have some type of event at the Kearney Sportsplex in the future. It's going to be great.
So go check it out. Kearney Sportsplex plans to host those local and regional events. They've already booked many, including wrestling, volleyball, and my favorite, those pickleball tournaments.
Love that pickleball.
13-7, Trojans ahead of the Braves in a big top 10 battle in Class C2, and will really set the tone throughout the rest of the season. We'll have our halftime highlights between both Cedar Catholic and Battle Creek coming up next.
There are many details that can set your dream apart from anyone else's. But what sets the banks that you are considering apart from each other? At Boone County Bank, what sets us apart from other lenders is our flexibility. We offer a wide variety of loans, and we pride ourselves on providing lending options for commercial, residential, and agriculture needs to make your dreams a reality. Our lenders have both the practical experience and product knowledge to ensure your solution is a perfect match for your needs. Boone County Bank, here to help you grow.
For over 50 years, Plumbing and Electric in Hardington has been a trusted name in land tiling, helping farmers maximize their crop yields. Our expert team understands the land and how to enhance its productivity. With our precision tiling services, you'll see improved drainage and healthier crops season after season. Trust the experience that comes with decades of dedication for your success. Choose Plumbing and Electric, Hardington, for proven results.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Back on News Channel Nebraska in Hardington tonight. As we're ready for our halftime highlights, we'll tell you a little bit of how this score has become the way it is, 13-7. It's a little defensive. We kind of thought it was going to be that way, Eric, heading into this matchup.
Yeah, we did, and there you see it. Cedar Catholic, they have done such a good job up front forcing the turnover there. Their defensive line has been really impressive here tonight.
Jacob Steffen with the sack, and then Easton Hochstein with the fumble recovery, which sets this up. A nice stumble forward for the touchdown. Braden Reifenrath, that is his 5th rushing touchdown on the season, puts Cedar Catholic up 7-0. And they do it again. They've got some motion in the backfield as now Reifenrath over the middle. Look at this catch made. Jamison Cotto. But the catch was great, but the work afterward, so impressive.
Reifenrath, that's his only inaccurate pass tonight. And it went for a touchdown, just a great play by Cotto. But then immediately following that, we get this.
Yeah, check this out. Casey Schnabel. He's tackled, right? Nope. Slips out of there and uses the track speed to score a 90-yard kickoff return touchdown. He's fired up. I always love to see them look into the camera and just be fired up after big plays. 13-7. And then here is the sack. Connor Newhoffen picks up his 3rd sack on the season, taking down Braden Reifenrath. 13-7. Cedar Catholic did have a chance to drive on down and see if they could score a touchdown late. They did not get there, which is big. They could have moved that score up, but either way, it stays at a 6-point game.
You know, it's big, and I think what we saw in that last highlight could be a big part of the second half. Battle Creek's defensive line starting to get penetration on those pass plays and doing so really without adding extra rushers. Now, there was an extra rusher on that last play that we showed you, but their front 3 is starting to break through. Will that affect the running game for Cedar Catholic? How much will it affect the passing game? And can Cedar Catholic's defense keep up this incredible pace they've been on? Battle Creek's offense has not scored. Those 7 points came on special teams.
Speaking of this insane Class C2, let's take a look at our top 10 on our News Channel Nebraska rankings. Here you go. Norfolk Catholic number 1, Battle Creek at number 2. They'll play later this season too, but we talked about the Braves. They are technically number 1 in power points. It's a little different than rankings on how that goes.
But that determines seeding for the playoffs, and it's something Coach Andrew Carlson talked about. They wanted a better strength of schedule this year because last year they were a 1-loss team but a 9 seed because the teams they played didn't have that great a win-loss record. I do want to say, by the way, Norfolk Catholic on the road against West Point Beamer. They're ahead at the half, but it's 21-12. Cadets hanging around. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Right now, Cedar Catholic up by 6. That would be an upset if you look at the rankings here, 6-2. If the score holds, obviously we have a lot more football to go, so not even going to think about that yet. Then Bishop Neumann dominating Malcolm, and another top 10 battle up on that one, 34-7.
Yeah, they're up 34-7 at the half. Bishop Neumann is really good, folks. Their only loss to Norfolk Catholic by 7 points. You look at that top 3, you feel like any one of them on any given night could be number 1. Bishop Neumann certainly proving it on the road against a ranked team tonight, up by 27 at the half.
We are getting ready for the second half of football here tonight in Hardington, Nebraska. You know, it's really not too cold yet. We know we're moving in October. I don't know if we need the jackets right now because it feels pretty good.
It does feel good right now. Now, it's easy for us to say that. We're in the booth, away from the elements a little bit. But, yeah, no, it's been nice. I wanted to mention a couple of other scores, by the way. You saw Grand Island Central Catholic ranked 9th. They're taking on Ord tonight. Now, the Chanticleers have been kind of the hard luck team in Class C2 this year. They played one of the toughest schedules in the state. They're 1-4 right now. They're hanging with the Crusaders. That one's in the third quarter. GICC up 17-7. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Raymond Central's up big. They're on the road at Palmyra. Boone Central up big tonight against Centura. Kearney Catholic having no trouble either. But could see some shuffling in C2 when tonight's over.
That Ord game is big. They're 21st in power points. A win over GICC would be huge in determining their chances at potentially moving into the postseason.
Yeah,
So
I mean, look at Ord's
go.
schedule to this year. Central City, a ranked team in C1. Kearney Catholic hasn't lost yet. O'Neill hasn't lost yet. They've played 3 C1 teams so far, including Broken Bow, who they lost to. Then last week they get St. Paul. They crushed them on the road. I mean, Ord, I don't know that it's inconceivable that you could have a game at Boone Central in Albion the last week of the season that could be for the district title and could be Ord's chance to make it into the postseason.
I love this sport. It is so much fun as we are halfway through the season. So we got some ways to go, but we're looking at the storylines. We're going to see how everything unfolds. That's the most fun part about football. We got some more unfolding here to do tonight, though, as Cedar Catholic in front of Battle Creek 13-7, getting ready for our third quarter and what team will come out on top in this top 10 battle in Class C2. We'll find out next on NCN.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
At Security Bank, we believe that growing a strong community starts here. We're committed to more than just financial services. We're committed to you. Whether you're planting seed for the next big crop or building a family legacy, we're here to help you grow. From operating loans to community events, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. Security Bank, located in Laurel, Allen, Osmond, Hardington, and Coleridge. My kind of bank, proudly serving your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
When we met with Angela, it was pretty simple. She showed us a number of plans that would be available and asked to look at our list of prescriptions to try to find the best possible supplement.
She's been very thorough and very thoughtful about keeping in touch with us.
I would certainly recommend Angela for any of your supplemental insurance needs. She's not there to sell you a product. She's there to make certain that the product that she finds for you is best suited for what you need.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of Hardington. The Bank of Hardington wishes the best of luck to all area teams this season. And by You Save Pharmacy in Norfolk, where their mission is your family's health.
Heine Electric and Irrigation can help you with several services. Wells and pumps. They have well drillers registered in Nebraska, South Dakota, and Iowa with contractors who can install your line and pumps. Suck-Up Grain Service. Technicians can frame, pour, build, and service your Suck-Up grain bins and grain handling equipment. Center Pivot Service. With their Valmont-trained and certified technicians, they provide top-notch service, and they have the equipment for earth moving and clearing. Heine Electric and Irrigation, Hardington and Vermilion.
Fun one on News Channel Nebraska tonight. It is tight, it's defensive, and we will see what team can burst ahead in the second half. Right now, 13-7, Cedar Catholic in front of Battle Creek. Kalen Debin, Eric McKay joining you on News Channel Nebraska. Lots of great scores in the area. Talk about another Hardington team, Hardington Newcastle, up 30-6 on Wausau Osmond. I mean, there's so many great teams from Northeast Nebraska that are.
I want to talk Class C1.
All right, we'll move over to C1.
Let's talk about the O'Neill Eagles, shall we?
Let's do it. I like
Coach
that.
Brock Eichelberg's got them humming. Kalen, you mentioned it. O'Neill is currently the owner of the longest win streak in Class C1. They're trying to get to 6-0 tonight on the road against Pierce. They're at the half. O'Neill leads that game 6-0. We've got Pierce next week against Wayne, but O'Neill looking to get to 6-0 tonight. How about those Eagles?
Amazing. And you think about, well, how does O'Neill have the longest streak in C1? Well, if you remember, Boone Central won the state championship in C1. They dropped down to C2. And because O'Neill missed the playoffs but won the last 2 games of 2023, and they've won all 5 to open up this year, they're on a 7-game win streak, which is the most in C1.
Look, the last time O'Neill went unbeaten in the regular season, they went ahead and went unbeaten for the whole season. They beat Bishop Newman in the state championship. I was there. I saw it. Alex Tramer, Wyatt Lever, and the crew. That was an incredible. That was the year of the catch. The catch against Aquinas Catholic. That was NCN's first year on the air, on television. We televised that game between O'Neill and Aquinas Catholic, one of the best games I've ever seen. I'll tell you what, Brock Eichelberger is a great coach. Not good, great. And that O'Neill team, they are for real. They get that win against Pierce tonight. They get to 6-0. Look out. They got games at SCOTUS, home against Lakeview to finish the season. Those will be must-follow games if the Eagles can keep this going.
Well, we'll see what happens. That is fun. And O'Neill, if you look at that catch, though, it's still on our News Channel Nebraska Twitter. You might have to go a little while to find it.
No, you won't. Go to Wyatt Lever's Twitter page. He still has it pinned on his profile.
Eric McKay helping you out there.
9 years later, he's still got it pinned.
Go check out that catch. It is phenomenal.
That young man should keep that pinned on his profile until forever. I mean, it just best play I've ever seen.
We've had some pretty good plays tonight, too. You've seen a 90-yard kickoff return touchdown from Casey Schnabel. We've seen a strip sack from Jacob Steffen and a fumble recovery by Easton Hochstein that resulted in a touchdown. We've seen a Jamison Cotto catch, break tackles, and touchdown for the Trojans, and that's why they have the 13-7 lead.
Cedar Catholic getting it done through the air, I think, is big, too. You know, like we talked about, both of these teams, they're 85% run-the-ball type teams. So if you're throwing the ball, you want it to be when you want to, on schedule, and you want it to be big. Cedar Catholic has hit the big plays. Battle Creek's hit big plays through the passing game as well. They've not been able to sustain drives and finish them. I think their ability, and it's going to be Cedar Catholic to start the ball the second half. Battle Creek's defense, I think, has got to get their offense the ball early in this third quarter.
Jackson Metler is 2 of 5 passing for 51 yards. He's had 2 big plays, had a 33 completion and an 18-yard completion. Meanwhile, when you look at Braden Reifenrath, he's 4 of 8 for 40 yards. We've seen a little bit smaller plays, but still been very efficient. I think efficiency is the key when it comes to the passing game.
Absolutely, and it's been all about accuracy, all about sustaining drives. We'll see if Cedar Catholic can sustain one here.
Last gives this a boot, and it's picked up by one hand, and a flag is thrown from deep. But the gain across the 25 to the 26, we'll see what this flag is.
Thrown from a back judge in the area that you would probably see a block in the back or a hold. They're looking at Battle Creek sideline, so yeah, I think this one is against Cedar Catholic. Not a lot of penalties in this game. This has been a well-played game, good discipline on both sides of the ball, but this will move Cedar Catholic back.
Micah Cotto on the return. He dropped the kick, but he picked it up with one hand, which I thought was interesting.
Worked for Battle Creek. They muffed a kickoff return and ran it 90 yards for a touchdown.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. And a 6-point lead for Cedar Catholic. They've been moving the ball pretty much at will.
And other than that short field after the fumble, they have been losing the field position battle.
Handing this one off, and a nice gain stumbling down from Whitmire.
Cedar Catholic's other drives. Sorry, Kalen. Cedar Catholic's other drive starting at their own 20, their own 20, their own 23, their own 5, and now their own 17.
They got a long way to go, but I think the momentum, I would call this offense rhythmic.
Yeah.
Becker in motion. Does hand it off to Whitmire, and Whitmire cuts through the hole. Ball comes out, but caused by the ground, and now flag thrown.
That flag thrown after the play was over, behind the play as well. And it's going to be a hold against Cedar Catholic. The Battle Creek's defense has been starting to force the issue a little bit, particularly up front. That front three, those big boys for Battle Creek, as I think you'll see it on the edge here. At the very end of the play, Cotto just a shove in the back there on Gavin Olson as he was pursuing the play. Got to avoid mistakes like that if you're trying to hold the lead against the number 2 team in the state.
2nd and 15 from the 23. (13-7) lead. That penalty backs him up 10 yards. Toss out Whitmire. Has some space in Brighton. Whitmire gets back a handful of those yards, brings up 3rd and manageable.
Well, you get a sense of the scary speed of Whitmire. He finds a little bit of a lane. One thing I really like about both these teams, great wide receiver blocking. Matthew Lecker on the edge with a nice seal allows him to get an extra 3-4 yards.
Well, gain about 10 yards. It puts Whitmire over 70 yards on the day.
Cedar Catholic 2 of 5 on 3rd down in the first half.
Whitmire back there again. Reifenrath under center. Hard count. Goes on 2 and right up the middle. Doesn't get there. Doesn't get much.
Well, that's a great job shedding blocks defensively for Battle Creek. Wyatt Narozic in there. Aiden Wentz in there on the stop as well. No gain. That's exactly what Battle Creek's defense needed to do. Give their offense a chance to take the lead.
I mean, you stop the guy who has been chugging and chugging. Carries of 15, 14, 15, 5, and 10 in his last attempts. 4th and 5, and the punt unit returns for the Trojans. Sent deep by Cotto.
That's
bounces,
a great punt.
And again continues just shy of the 20-yard line. Micah Cotto, he is the do-it-all freshman for this Trojan team.
That's a 55-yard punt. That's flipping the field. That's huge. We've seen it so often in the games we've done here on NCN this year as well. The importance of the punting game, the ability to flip the field. Battle Creek thought they'd have maybe medium field position. It basically feels like a touchback pushed all the way back to their 20. I shortchanged them. That's a 56-yard punt as they mark it to the 21.
It's one of my favorite sayings in all of football. Punters are people too.
Young man has punts of 53 and 56 tonight.
Battle Creek offense returns to the field. Narozic in motion. Metler hands this off and met right back. Poke up, nowhere to go.
And this is the thing where if you're a Battle Creek fan, you've got to be concerned. The running game has not been able to get going for Battle Creek at all tonight. Cedar Catholic's defensive line has been so good tonight, shedding blocks, getting in running lanes.
We talked about Aiden Pokop as a guy who has really taken that step forward as this season has progressed. They love him in the passing game. Well, he hasn't seen a target yet. He's gotten 3 carries for 1 yard.
Yeah, I mean, the running game just has not been there for Battle Creek tonight.
Pokop stays back there.
And again, we've not seen Schnabel, I don't believe, since he got hurt in the first half.
Fakes the handoff. Mettler gets a quick block, cuts inside, nice juke move, and falls forward after a nice gain. About 7 yards, 3rd down and 5.
So I think Battle Creek needs a couple of those, right? Use a little play action, use some motion, some misdirection, use Cedar Catholic's aggressiveness against them. That time you get the defense leaning just a little bit one way. That's all Mettler needs to get a solid gain there on 2nd down.
That is the first positive carry for Jackson Mettler since his 24-yard run on the first play of scrimmage. This defense is no joke for the Trojans. 3rd and 5 from the 26. Mettler hands it off, spinning, continuing to churn. Pocop near the sticks and a 1st down for Battle Creek. Big carry.
That is strong running by Pocop, and I love the call there by Battle Creek, challenging their offensive line. Go get that 1st down by blocking, get it on the ground. That's a confidence booster for this offense to be able to get 5 yards on the ground on 3rd down.
I think someone we were expecting to see more of in the running game, Wyatt Narozic, he really hasn't been the feature back today. They've been doing a nice job rotating, but Wyatt Narozic has not really been that running back factor we've wanted from Battle Creek so far. And how about this stop again? Ryan Pick, first contact, and down to the ground.
This 235-pound senior is a problem. He has been everywhere defensively for Cedar Catholic tonight. He's lined up next to big old Will Steffen, 270. Watch him shed this block. Just shoves a man out of the way and finds Narozic in the backfield for a loss.
We just talked about Wyatt Narozic, and he doesn't go anywhere there, loses 2. He's got 3 carries for -1.
That's their leading rusher, over 500 yards on the season coming into tonight.
Winston motion, handoff, and sliding down. Pocop right near the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a yard. He did.
That's great pursuit by Hunter Benson, another super soft for Coach Cotto. Cedar Catholic just doing an incredible job filling the lanes, occupying blockers, and allowing linebackers to make plays. He just ducked underneath Narozic, who was trying to be a lead blocker to the outside.
Battle Creek's 2 biggest rushes of the day are 24 from Jackson Mettler and 7 from Jackson Mettler. Take the handoff. Mettler pumps, rolls, has to throw this one away, and incomplete. Was out of the pocket.
Was incredibly well covered on the far side of the field. It was great coverage by Bodie Hochstein as a player for Cedar Catholic is down on the far sideline. But that was a coverage stop by Cedar Catholic. Their back 7 did enough, and now we've got a Cedar Catholic player, looks like a little cramping. But it's been so dry, Kalen. I'm surprised we don't see more of this because it's just so hard to stay hydrated. It hasn't rained in like 3 years or something.
As much rain as we saw this summer, we haven't seen literally anything in the past month.
What are we at, 17 straight days without any precipitation of any kind or something? It's been crazy. And, yeah, this is a byproduct of that. Unfortunately, you're going to see cramping because it's hard to stay hydrated.
5:54 to play in the third quarter, rather. 13-7 Trojans still ahead of the Braves on News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Battle Creek out to punt after the incompletion on 3rd down, 4th and 13. And Jamison Cotto was the player down, but he is back up as Connor Newhoffen boots it away. Nice short punt that is fair caught at the 35-yard line by Micah Cotto. So Jamison Cotto, we've seen him shaken up twice now tonight. That's a big player you want to stay in the game for Cedar Catholic.
I think if you're Cedar Catholic, you're happy. It looks like that was just a cramp there. And if you're Cedar Catholic, you're ecstatic because your defense is doing the job here tonight. Battle Creek has not been able to sustain any type of offensive pressure, and now the offense a chance to potentially make this a 2-score game as we reach the second half of the 3rd quarter.
Braves defense trying to step up and come up with another stop. Quick handoff through the middle. Hochstein burst forward, then hit and brought down. Brady Hochstein, gain of about 2 yards, 2.5.
See Jackson Mettler coming up, making that play from the defensive backstop. Really good run support safety. Gavin Olson on the play as well. Still seeing good pursuit defensively from the Braves. They need to get a stop.
2nd and 7 from the 38. Toss out, Whitmire. And Whitmire gets past and popped out of bounds. Gain of 3 for 3rd down. MJ Rogge did a nice job trying to shake off that block. Almost got Whitmire, but speed, again, from Brighton Whitmire, just so good.
Yeah, but, I mean, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the pursuit of Battle Creek. Connor Heinerman's a D lineman, was with the running back step for step, essentially, to the sideline against a lot of teams. That's probably a big gain, only went for 4.
3rd and 4 for the Trojans. Holding it long time, Whitmire cuts up and short of the sticks. It's 4th down and 1.
Oh, decision time here. 4th and 1. Your offensive line has been so good. The players telling the sideline they want to go for it.
4th and a long one. Keep that in mind. But it looks like the punt team will head out on the field. I think if the Trojans, right now, you got the lead. You're playing the field position game.
Sure.
The defense is playing so well. If you keep Battle Creek on their end of the field, I think you're feeling pretty good as this game goes on.
They did convert a 4th and 1 earlier on a touchdown. They've got the punt formation out there. Just keep an eye on this.
You never know.
This could be literally anything here.
Micah Cotto, he's got some wheels. I don't know if you'd go to him for the fake. Maybe you go to the up back, but we'll see.
They've been so good in the punt game. Oh, hold on.
Maybe not. There
Didn't
you
get
go.
the playoff in time, so that takes any chance of a fake, I think, away, as it's going to be 4th and 6 now.
Well, maybe. Probably.
But again,
hey,
here's the thing.
You said expect the unexpected,
That's
Eric.
That's true. Micah Cotto, though, has been so good in the punting game tonight. 53, 56 punts, yard punts tonight. He boots another one like that, can flip the field again.
Both of those are longer than any punt that he's made this year.
Another good one.
It is good. Bounces, doesn't take the bounce that you wanted. Stops dead at about the 30. So, still does a good job of flipping the field. Not quite as long as you wanted it to go.
So now where does Battle Creek find the answer offensively? Their running game, I think we saw it a little bit with Mettler, that he broke out that 7-yard gain. I think you've got to maybe do a little bit of read option, some misdirection. Cedar Catholic is doing such a nice job pursuing to the ball. Maybe try to get them to pursue one way, hit him with something the other way, some big play that can soften him up a little bit.
One of the things that Carlson loves to run is counter. And that counter run, we haven't seen it work a whole lot tonight. We have seen the Jackson Mettler option as they toss this out. Naroza gets tripped up. For a short gainer, that is Hokop, I believe.
Got about 5. Bodie Hochstein doing a nice job, not allowing anything to get to the outside. As that was Narozic upended there for a gain of 5.
You really want to get him going, too.
Absolutely. This offense, I don't think, hums if he's going to be held to 20, 30 yards rushing.
I formation. Right up the gut, chugging forward. Short gain of 2 for Narazek. 3rd down and short. So now this is where you can be efficient in the passing game. Or, Eric, you challenge your line to make a play to move forward.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Carlson here, I think I give that challenge to the offensive line. You got a 3rd and 5 on the ground your last time out. Just give your running. You've got great running backs. Give them a chance to make something happen.
It's all about winning the line of scrimmage. Man in motion. Handing this one off, trying to chug through after a little misstep in the backfield. Incredibly close to the sticks, believe just short. 4th and 1.
Yeah, it was great initial pursuit that forced Narazek to slow up a little bit, that allowed the defense to catch him before he got to the sticks.
And they're going to go.
I like the decision by Coach Carlson. Challenge your line. Be tougher than the other team. That's how they're going to win.
Metler chugs. Quarterback sneak. Got it. Easy work for the line and a little flip for the 1st down for Jackson Metler.
And what I mean by that's how they're going to win, that's how they feel like they can win, by being tougher than the other team, by out-muscling the other team. They did it there. I like what Battle Creek is doing, challenging their guys up front to make plays for them in the running game.
Clock winding down, under 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. We are just moving tonight. Metler fakes the handoff, will throw, pressure comes in, evading it. Metler trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and comes out with a positive gain. Any yards after that, you're going to be happy with if you're Battle Creek.
It's a great scramble by Metler. Boy, if Battle Creek had anything, any underneath route, it was wide open there. Cedar Catholic brought the house. There's no one in the middle of the field. But there was no one running an underneath route. Everyone had pretty much gone deep, so there was nothing for Metler to do but scramble.
2nd down and 9. 1:10 in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun look for Battle Creek. Quarterback keeper, Metler gets popped out of bounds. Well, a heck of a job defensively. Keaton Arns shedding that tackle and forcing Metler to go out.
Yeah, you had that entire defense but for about 2 guys on that side of the ball. You're running short side. That's tough with the way this Cedar Catholic team is pursued. It sets them up now with a long 3rd and 10.
So Metler loses a yard. Big 3rd down. Pocop in motion. Metler rolls, throws quickly, caught for the 1st down, cuts inside, gain of 15 to 16 yards. Gavin Korth with the catch.
Cedar Catholic showed that they were going to bring pressure, and they backed out of it. Metler was able to set his feet on the rollout, find his open man. A great route run by Korth that time. 2 guys that have connected on a lot of plays over the years. That's a huge conversion for Battle Creek.
First catch of the year for Gavin Korth, as this is a handoff up the middle, pushed backward, nowhere. After a big play, that's how the Cedar Catholic defense responds.
That's Ryan Pick again. Battle Creek just can't get anything to that right side, and that big 235-pound senior is the reason why.
Picking him up and putting him down.
That'll work. Battle Creek, this will be the 9th play of their drive. That ties their longest tonight. They've just not been able to sustain drives. This, by far, their longest. Looks like maybe we'll get one more play before the end of the quarter. Not sure, but Battle Creek, they've been off the field offensively a lot tonight, but it's anybody's ball game.
Team that scores 38 points per game, but we're focusing on the defenses tonight. Cedar Catholic leading as we head into the final frame, 13-7. Number 6 leading number 2 by 6 with 12 minutes left. You're not going to want to miss this ending. Coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
At Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, our definition of care is showing devotion to and concern towards the health of you and your family. We believe each person that walks through our doors deserves to have a primary care provider they're comfortable with, to be treated like family, and to have their health needs exceeded. Our 20 family medicine providers, located in 10 communities throughout Northeast Nebraska, offer comprehensive health care for all ages. Whether you need a yearly checkup, chronic care management, or you're under the weather, count on us for primary health care you can trust. And if you or your family require a higher level of care, our primary care providers connect you to the area's largest multi-specialty physician group, ensuring a seamless healthcare experience. Choose Faith Regional Physician Services Family Medicine, where we don't just care for you, we care about you.
Sixth-ranked Cedar Catholic ahead of second-ranked Battle Creek, 13-7. Fourth quarter about to start on News Channel Nebraska. Kalen Deppen, Eric McKay joining you tonight. Playoff atmosphere here in Hardington with two teams that are very familiar with the playoffs.
We have not seen an offensive score in 18 minutes and 45 seconds of football. And yeah, this is playoff atmosphere. They say defense wins championships. We've seen title caliber defense tonight.
2nd and 10. Mettler will throw. Stops and has to run forward. Cuts inside. Breaks a tackle. Jackson Mettler. Broken play. First down. Steps backward and falls out after the first down. Gain of 12 yards.
We saw in the first half where Battle Creek kind of got punished with great coverage. And the quarterback Reifenrath able to make a play. Here it's Mettler realizing he doesn't have anything deep. He's facing pressure. All it takes is one broken tackle. He's a fantastic runner of the football. We talked about it from the onset. He's going to have to do it with both his legs and his arm. Did it with his legs there.
3 longest runs of the day for Battle Creek, all from Jackson Mettler. He's making it work. 1st and 10 from the 33. Braves trying to end their scoring drought. Their offense has not scored. The touchdown was a 90-yard kick return. Takes the handoff to Narazek. Over the middle. Caught! Pokop into the end zone for the touchdown. Looking for Aiden Pokop, the senior. Comes up big. And that's the first offensive score for Battle Creek to tie the game.
This is so well designed. They've got a receiver going deep over the top, and Pokop just kind of sneaks underneath the linebacker. This is what I'm talking about. They're using Cedar Catholic's aggressiveness against them. So many guys up on the line. Pokop speeds past the linebackers before they know where he is. He's caught the ball.
Big PAT for Hudson Last. High snap. Kick is good. Battle Creek, 14 unanswered points. It took a while to get there, but they've gotten there, and they have a 1-point lead. 14-13, 11:38 to play in the ball game. Don't go anywhere. We're coming down to an incredible finish on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
We wanted to get Aiden Pokop involved for Battle Creek. He really was having a tough time on the ground. but a nice post route slipping behind the Cedar Catholic defense, and a 33-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Metler to Aiden Pokop gives the Braves a 14-13 lead with 11:38 remaining.
We talked about Battle Creek's inability to sustain drives. That scoring drive, 10 plays, 4 minutes, 27 seconds, goes 70 yards. It's exactly what they needed. And that missed extra point looming so large now, Trojans need to score to regain the lead.
We talked about it. We said those extra points, the small things, Eric, those are the big plays. Hudson Lash booted his PAT through to give BC the lead. Now this is returnable. Cutting to the outside, Ragis tries to tackle Benson, and Benson out of bounds late. Flags fly.
Can't have that. Can't have that. You got to keep your head on. That's a late hit from Battle Creek. That's a free 15 for Cedar Catholic in a game where every yard means so much.
Let's take another look at it here. Hunter Benson on the return. And he's out there, and there's the hit.
He got bumped twice out of bounds.
Aiden Pokop and Hunter Narazek, and Narazek kind of got pinballed
it was,
around
I did a
sideline.
nice job by Chad Cotto, the coach of Cedar Catholic, kind of putting his arm around Narazek and guiding him away from the sideline. He was in enemy territory after issuing a 15-yard penalty. So, boy, that's huge. So now Cedar Catholic, they've had such bad field position all night. Now they're starting at their own 44 with an offense that has not done much in this second half.
Trojans, they've ran the ball overall well tonight, but they have not done as well as they've wanted to. Reifenrath will look to throw. Pressure comes in quickly. Reifenrath stumbling, runs forward, trying to find a way to throw it, incomplete over the middle. Looking to check it down to the safety valve. Falls just short of his intended wide receiver, Keaton Arns.
And again, this is Battle Creek doing this with a three-man front. Mason Planer breaking through. The 250-pounder was able to split a couple of linemen, and then the floodgates opened. Linebacker started coming up. No way for Cedar Catholic to complete that ball.
Jamison Cotto limps off the field. He does get to the sideline. But again, that's a big player you want for the Trojans as we are heading toward a great finish. Whitmire in the backfield. Fullback is Hochstein, and Hochstein gets the carry. Got a couple, and then met by Dawson Amick, and finished after a gain of about 2 for Brady Hochstein.
That's like 750 pounds of Battle Creek beef that you're just trying to run into. That is, it's amazing you ever gain anything on this defense.
Well, our fourth quarter tonight is thanks in part to Visit Lincoln. You can see and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org.
And credit Cedar Catholic's offensive line. They've been incredible tonight. They really have against a tough defensive front.
Reifenrath pressured, steps up, brought down. It's not Aiden Pokop. That is Connor Newhoffen with another sack, his second of the day.
Came late. He timed the blitz perfectly. That time they brought an extra rush from the outside. He timed the snap perfectly, got the sack.
What a job off the side. We talk about the 3-4 defense for Battle Creek. When you've got a guy like Connor Newhoffen who's creeping up, you can get a lot of pressure from the side, and he was barely touched. So here comes the boot on fourth down, giving Battle Creek the ball back. Hits and out of bounds. Oh, wow.
If Cedar Catholic wins this game, Micah Cotto could be their player of the game. He has been incredible punting the football this evening.
Unbelievable job in Maverick Heine jumping on the football as it was heading out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Battle Creek from the 3.
That's his third 50-plus punt tonight. That one goes for 53, pins Battle Creek inside the 5. This young man has been incredible on special teams.
With under 10 minutes to play, look at this thing again. Fair caught. Out of bounds. My goodness.
And look, if you're Battle Creek, starting the drive on your 3, got a lot of ground to gain in front of you. You can burn a lot of clock here with a few first downs.
Narozic is the deep back. He gets the carry. Narozic cuts outside. Short gain of about 1, maybe 1.5.
This is gut check time. Hochstein comes up and makes the play. I think Cedar Catholic's linebackers become incredibly important here. Battle Creek's offensive line has just been leaning and leaning in the fourth quarter. Who's got the legs? It's that second level, I think, that's going to be so important to keeping Battle Creek from getting a first down.
2nd and 8. Pokop in motion, and Metler keeps it, stumbles, flag flies. It was a nice carry bump from Metler, but never good to see the penalty thrown on an outside play.
In the backfield, yeah, you're going to see a hold on Battle Creek. It's the right idea. Again, try to use a defense's aggressiveness against them, but just too much handsiness, and that moves him back.
Well, after this one is done, we will be able to show you all of our top plays at the conclusion of this game. Thanks in part to Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference, and Currency, as this is 2nd and 12, back on the 3-yard line.
Right back where they started.
Cedar Catholic showing some pressure. Looking to throw. That ball is batted down. What an amazing play. Leaping up, jumping, and blocking that ball.
I think that was Cotto.
It was Jamison Cotto.
Who was slow getting up again. That's a dangerous throw. It was set up pretty well. They were trying to get Wentz on a quick out. He had a step on the defender, but Cotto just erasing that play and then limping off the sideline. Well, he's been a gamer tonight.
Battling hard and a meaningful game in the middle of the season. 14-13, the lead for Battle Creek. 8:59 to play. Metler will hand it off, and this Trojan defense gets the stop. It's what they needed.
Yeah, on 3rd and 12, that close to the end zone. Just live to fight another day. Now, most important play in football, the snap on a punt in your own end zone.
2 yards on the carry for Narozic, and yeah, this is crucial. Can't be too high. Protection's got to be good. If Cedar Catholic brings pressure, got to watch out for a block punt as well. So Newhoffen's going to have to get this thing off fast.
The guy you'd think would be blocking it, though, is on the sideline. No Cotto out there right there for Cedar Catholic.
Pressure off the side, doesn't get there. Punt spiraling down, hits at the 35-yard line, rolls past the 40, and down to about the 48-yard line.
Good time for a 43-yard punt. I'll tell you what, you're going to have good field position. Nonetheless, you don't want to make a play that maybe turns the ball over. But, boy, if I'm Brighton Whitmire, I'd like to see him go up and field that, not let the ball roll back 6 yards. The kind of speed that young man's got, field that on the hop. See what you can do with it going the other way.
And you can make anything happen with just a little bit of daylight and a little bit of speed, and that's exactly what Brighton Whitmire has. I'd say a little more than a little. 8:05 to play in the fourth quarter. Battle Creek was down 13-0. They find a 90-yard kickoff return touchdown by Casey Schnabel, who has not returned in this game. And then they find a touchdown pass from Metler to Pokop. 14-13 the lead. Fakes the handoff. Reifenrath has some space. He'll run it. Flag is thrown deep in the backfield. He'll step out of bounds around the 25.
I think the flag's going to be on Battle Creek.
Maybe holding downfield.
There was a potential receiver for Cedar Catholic that was on the ground. That's why Reifenrath had to take off the way he did. The intended receiver was on the turf.
If this is
yeah,
stance.
you see right there,
yeah.
trying to go out on a crossing route, and Breck Thompson just laid into him.
This would be a
officials talking it over here.
A 23-yard carry on the ground for Reifenrath if it is a defensive penalty.
I mean, here's the thing. I think it's good for Cedar Catholic either way. I don't see any way this could be an offensive penalty.
It is on the defense.
Yeah, and it's a signal I'm not familiar with, but I think what they're doing is they're calling essentially he just blocked a guy who was trying to run a route. I mean, he just laid him out. You can't do that.
So it is a 23-yard run from Reifenrath. And look at the Trojans trying to pump up the crowd. You hear a little bit of cheering and a little bit of booing.
Battle Creek fans upset with the call. It's a good call. You can't do that against a receiver before the ball is thrown.
75 yards on the day for Reifenrath. Reifenrath actually has more yards on the ground.
Oh, wow. So they're
and look how loud.
They're adding that on to the end of the play.
Wow. It got loud.
So now the officials are going to talk this over. The penalty happened in the field of play. Coach Carlson trying to figure out what's going on here.
You wouldn't think it'd be tacked on at the end of it.
Because they didn't call it a personal foul. So they're talking
Carlson,
it over with Coach Carlson.
I appreciate the questions. We do not know.
Yeah,
he's not going to be happy with it, but they tacked that penalty on after the 23-yard gain by Reifenrath.
Reifenrath is the leading rusher tonight. He's got 3 more yards than Brighton Whitmire. It's pretty amazing. So 1st and 10 from the 11. Cotto back into the game. He goes in motion on the far side of the screen. Hands off. It's a toss to Whitmire, who comes forward and gets upended.
Yeah, they're sending Cotto in motion to use him as a blocker, sort of a down blocker, in order for Whitmire to cut up field. But great pursuit again by Battle Creek minimizes the gain.
4-yard gain. And that puts Whitmire back in front of the rushing total. 9-yard line. Handoff Whitmire. Plugged up. Look at the defense pushing back.
This game is getting intense. That interior line, that is some serious football being played on both sides of the ball. That's a great play by Gavin Olson to make the stop after a gain of maybe a yard.
Unbelievable job by the senior. Take another look.
Oh, man, they're playing real. This is grown man football here tonight. Put the kids to bed early. This should be TV 14.
3rd down and 4 from the 5. Whitmire, the deep back, gets the toss, gets the block. Whitmire upended, he's short, but did he get the first down? It's close.
I think that's
it is a first down. So initially, the official was standing behind the line, but the far side or the near side official moved forward, gave him the yardage.
Let's talk about selling out on a play, folks. Watch Whitmire here. My goodness. Do these young men want this game or what?
Head over heels for the first down. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Reifenrath handoff. No signal, did not get in.
Battle Creek's goal line defense has been really good. Remember, they needed 4 downs to get it in from 7 yards after that turnover in the first quarter. Whitmire doesn't get stopped like that very often in short yardage situations.
Second down and goal from the 1, and now time really becoming a factor for both sides. You got to imagine if you're the Trojans, you score a touchdown, you want to go for 2.
I imagine at this point in the game, you're probably right.
Reifenrath under center. Jolts forward. Did he get there? Yes! Touchdown! Cedar Catholic. 5:19 to play as Braden Reifenrath in for his second rushing touchdown. Trojans retake the lead.
Well, this is just good on good. Our guys against your guys. Hard count gets the defense to jump a little bit. They're not able to get that secondary jump. Gets them just enough to get in the goal line. Now the all-important conversion here.
Braden Reifenrath has accounted for all 3 touchdowns today. 2 on the ground, 1 through the air to Jamison Cotto. Now here's the big conversion. Fakes the handoff. Reifenrath with his head for the pylon. He's in. Cedar Catholic makes up for the missed PAT, gets the conversion, and the Trojans are up by a touchdown. 5:19 to play. Chad Cotto pumped with his guys right now. Battle Creek will get the football and take another look at this conversion.
It's a naked bootleg, and Battle Creek had defended it. They were out there. This is just Reifenrath wanting it more, getting to the pylon, getting the angle. That's an incredible play by the senior signal caller.
Can Battle Creek build on what was a great offensive drive just a moment ago? They had the ball, they worked down the field, had a big third down conversion on 3rd and long, resulted in a 33-yard touchdown from Metler to Pocop. Braves are going to have to stand tall. They're going to have their offense come up big. Do you think they'll go more run or pass here, Eric? That's the question.
I think you stay on schedule. Whatever offense you've had tonight, you've got 5:19, you got 3 timeouts. All you need is 1 score. The offense that you believe in is the offense you take the field in. You don't change a thing, I think, if you're the Battle Creek Braves.
We've seen a kick return already tonight. It is Wentz and Pocop back there, both of them with electric speed.
Set to kick off for Cedar Catholic, number 10, Bodie Hochstein.
Bodie Hochstein to boot it. And a touchdown lead for Cedar Catholic. Pocop catches the ball and has a little bit of a crease. Pocop up the sideline. Aiden Pocop back up the field. A big kickoff return puts Battle Creek in fantastic position to get their offense on the field.
Now if you're Battle Creek, like we said, you just stay on schedule. Dance with the girl that brung you. Trust in your offense to make plays. And if you're Cedar Catholic, defensively, lean on that defensive line, led by the big senior Ryan Pick. They have been so good tonight. Can they be that good for 5 minutes and 9 seconds more?
Really coming down to the wire in one of the games of the year that we've seen on News Channel Nebraska to this point. Top 10 battle in C1, or C2 rather. Under center, Metler. Fakes the handoff, he will throw. Good time, good protection. Metler now being rushed, evades a tackler, throws. It is snow dropped. Jamison Cotto had it in his hands, incomplete.
I believe a flag was thrown as well on the far side of the field. Oh no, maybe there wasn't. Well, there is a flag on the play, and yeah, it's going to be a hold against Cedar Catholic. The reason Metler couldn't find anybody open is because the receiver he wanted to get to was being held downfield. So even if that had been intercepted, it would not have counted.
Here's another look at it. Well, what a move there by Metler, by the way.
So at that point, he had already, and the receiver slips.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. You got your senior quarterback trying to make a play. You want to tell him, just throw that out of bounds. Do not throw over your body late like that over the middle. You're just asking to get the ball intercepted. But the interference call gives them the fresh set.
First down from the 45.5 yard line rather. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Metler takes one over the middle, caught!
Oh.
Great catch! Gavin Korth, his second of the night.
Metler put this one on a rope. Knew he had the slot post route, put it exactly where it needed to be, and Korth went and got it.
Gain of 20 yards. Gavin Korth, 36 yards on the day through 2 catches. Another look, and they love going through the middle. That's what Battle Creek has seen so far, finding the gap through the zone.
Now, Cedar Catholic's playing a lot of man defense because of all the upfront pressure that they've been going for. Battle Creek taking advantage.
Metler keeps it, tries to find a block, nowhere to go. Metler pushes forward and makes something out of nothing. Gets a few.
He's able to tap dance a bit, but again, Cedar Catholic, well, you can tell they scouted it this week. Do not let Battle Creek get to the outside. They have not given them the edge. Metler does a nice job to get 4 there. But, again, against a lot of teams, that's the kind of play that'll go for 10 or 15.
4 minutes, 20 seconds left in regulation. Battle Creek from the 21-yard line. Metler again keeps. The line collapses. Metler tries to leap over the collapsed line and gets one up to the 20.
That's dangerous. You know, it makes for a nice play. We saw Cedar Catholic do it last time, but boy, I always wince a little bit when I see a runner go airborne like that. You can just come down on so many limbs incorrectly. Great push up front again by Cedar Catholic, setting up a big 3rd down here.
Well, especially your quarterback.
Yeah.
Jackson Metler. They need you for the rest of the year, but he's okay, gets a yard. It's 3rd and 5 from the 20. 2 plays for Battle Creek to get the first down. Here's the handoff. Pocop chugging. Pocop almost slipped the tackle. He could have broken that, but either way, gets the first down on a relentless run of about 7.
Kalen, this is man size. This is wanting to. This is Aiden Pocop saying, I need the ball to get here. I'm going to get it here. What a play.
Low man wins. 1st and 10 from the 13. Battle Creek is knocking on the door. Smelling pay dirt under center. Metler, handoff. Pocop tripped up. Great tackle off the edge.
That's an incredible play off the edge by Cotto. He's been so good defensively tonight. Pocop was hitting that hole with purpose. Cotto was able to get just enough. The push was pretty good. That was a nice job by Cotto to present that from breaking big.
Well, what an effort by Jamison Cotto. He
Yeah.
exits the game, he comes back in, he leaves again, but every time he comes in, he makes a big play.
Yeah, he's been there all night. Look at Battle Creek working the clock down, by the way. 2.5 to go. They've not burned a timeout. This drive going exactly the way Coach Carlson wants it thus far.
Narozic is the back with Metler. Or rather, Narozic in motion. It is Pocop, the deep back.
I think we got motion up front on Battle Creek.
False start is the call.
That's tough, because you're trying to burn as much clock as possible, but your Battle Creek's offensive line, and you're staring at guys like Ryan Pick who've been coming at you all night. Just a little bit of a flinch there sets him back at 2nd and long.
Battle Creek, the #1 team in power points. They're ranked 2nd in our rankings. Cedar Catholic is 6th. Trojans are sitting around the 8 or 9 area in those power points. So this is a big game. 2nd down and 13. Metler hard count, snaps, looks, fires on the run, out route, incomplete, just dropped. He had a beautiful route run.
This was everything they wanted. That pass was on the money, just not hauled in. And now you got 3rd and 13 with 1:52 to go.
Take another look here.
Oh,
just
boy.
through the hands of Korth.
Korth wants that one back. All right, if you're Battle Creek, you don't need all 13 here. You're going on it for 4th regardless. You don't need to try to get all 13.
And whistles and a timeout called by Andrew Carlson and the Battle Creek Braves with 1:52 remaining. 3rd down and 13. We're not going anywhere because this thing is getting close.
And I think that's the message of Coach Carlson to the team right now. You don't have to get all 13 here. Live to fight another down. Wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a combo route where you've got maybe a crossing route 6 or 7 yards with a post route over top of it. If it's there deep, great. If not, get it to the safety valve underneath. A guy to watch on this play, Aiden Pokop. If you're Cedar Catholic, where is number 30? Get somebody on him. If you can spy a running back, you do it here because these are the kind of plays that young man can come up big on.
Cedar Catholic has so many athletic defenders on their side. You got Brady Hochstein, who has been making so many plays through the backfield. Of course, Jacob Steffen. Watch out for him to run that pressure. You're really going to have some good blocks up front for Battle Creek to give Jackson Mettler the time because this defense, although they've been pushed back here as the game has progressed, they will still stand tall and make a play if they need it. 3rd and 13. 2 plays for Battle Creek after the incomplete pass. Looking for Gavin Korth.
Battle Creek is 4 of 12 on 3rd down tonight.
Mettler looks, throws quickly, too long in front of the intended receiver. Searching to get it to Connor Neuhoffen. 4th down.
I love the design there. They sent Pokop out up the seam. Then he drew the linebacker over. That opened things up for Neuhoffen. It was there. The pass just a little too far out in front. Now a huge 4th down. This might be your ball game, although Battle Creek does still have all 3 of their timeouts.
Biggest play of the game to this point. I wouldn't have minded Aiden Wins is a guy that you could get the ball to in space.
Sure.
A screenplay would have been great on 3rd down there. 4th down, not so much. Now you got to go vertical.
Yeah, you've got to get something beyond the lines. If you're a receiver, you've got to know where the 1st down stick is.
Here we go, and a timeout again by Battle Creek. So that's their 2nd timeout. So everything is going to rely on this play.
Yeah, basically this is it with 1 timeout left. Now, if you're Cedar Catholic, the message defensively is simple. Keep the ball in front of you and make a tackle. Do not let them get behind you, which is the type of thing this Battle Creek receiving core, and again, out of the backfield, they can do. I think you're going to see a lot of action toward or in the end zone. Battle Creek will probably have 1 or 2 options here for Wentz to go to. Again, I look for Pokop. They had him up the seam on that 3rd down play. I wouldn't be shocked if they go with something similar here. And if you're Cedar Catholic, you have to get pressure on the quarterback. I don't know that you sell out with a blitz. You don't want to leave anything open underneath, but whatever you can do to get pressure on Mettler and then contain, that's a big thing too. If Mettler is forced out, we've seen what he can do making plays with his legs, with his arm on the run. That's a very dangerous quarterback. For Cedar Catholic, there's a lot to stop here defensively.
4th down and 13. An electric crowd tonight. Four wide receivers for Battle Creek. Pokop in the backfield. Mettler snaps, looks, throws, deep, too tall, incomplete! Trojans defense holds, and Cedar Catholic is a minute 41 away from pulling off the upset.
It was the matchup they wanted. They had MJ Rogge in a one-on-one battle with the cornerback, and he had the inside position. Mettler just sailed the pass. It was there. It was there. He had the inside position on Whitmire. The pass was just too tall, and now Cedar Catholic, Battle Creek can only stop the clock one more time.
The route design was incredible. Just a little too much mustard on the throw. Reifenrath will hand it off. Short gain and a timeout by Battle Creek.
And now if you're Cedar Catholic, you just clock it. You're in victory formation now, minute 36 to go. Battle Creek can't stop the clock anymore as long as they don't fumble it. Cedar Catholic gets a huge win at home against the number 2 team in the state.
Hold that ball tight. And stick around for our coach's post-game interview. Thanks in part to Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. As long as nothing goes wrong with the snap, should be able to kneel it out. And Cedar Catholic could move to 5-1.
Cedar Catholic's defense tonight, the defensive game plan was incredible. Their ability to prevent Battle Creek to get anything established offensively kept them in 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Battle Creek's offense never really found its rhythm tonight, and it all starts with what Cedar Catholic did up front. Coach Chad Cotto said it in the pregame with me. This game's going to be won and lost in the trenches. If Cedar Catholic finishes this out, absolutely this game was won in the trenches, both offensively and defensively this evening.
21-14 after the 4th down incompletion. A quick gain of 4 yards for Brighton Whitmire. Toss out. Whitmire tries to move forward and down. Flag is thrown.
Whitmire, the ball carrier.
Ooh.
Penalty flag on the play.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Cotto's won a lot of games. Penalty against Cedar Catholic might actually be an advantage. Because now they get another. If I'm Battle Creek, I decline
that.
Boy, a toss play. That is gutsy in this situation.
I think you've got to decline that penalty. Now the question is, will the clock roll on?
Yeah, the clock will start on the set, but you want it to be 3rd down, not 2nd if you're Battle Creek. They're going to move him back?
They will.
Minute 28. Boy, if Battle Creek's going to get the ball back, it isn't going to be with much left.
Now Reifenrath back in the huddle, and we'll see.
Well, I think because it was an offensive penalty, they stopped the clock. So
right.
The clock does not roll. So for Battle Creek, you get a few extra yards, and you get to stop the clock for free.
And there might be a little time if they can get this stop. Toss out again. Whitmire upended. Oh my goodness, what a hit. And fortunate that he held on to the football. That was a dangerous tackle that could have jarred it loose. Fortunately for Cedar Catholic, they hold on.
Gavin Olson just put an incredible hit on film. And you're right, they're trying to jar the ball loose. Woo! That one knocked a filling out. So now is Cedar Catholic calling a timeout? Or did Battle Creek have one left?
I thought the Braves only had 3rd and 12.
Clock 1-2-2.
1-2-2 going back on the clock.
So Battle Creek must have had one timeout left.
So maybe wow, okay. So, well, that changes everything. Well, I thought they called 2 on that final offensive drive.
Yeah, Somebody was granted a timeout here. So it's 3rd down and 12. All right, so at this,
that's a gift.
That does explain why Cedar Catholic was still running the ball to the outside
Right.
if Battle Creek still had a timeout.
So we are not done. 3rd and 12. Battle Creek could get the football back.
They'll have no timeouts left. Minute 22. Boy, that penalty looms large, doesn't it?
Wow, it does. I mean, we're sitting up here saying, hey, decline it, decline it.
Well, here we go. Just keep it between the tackles if you're Cedar Catholic. Burn as much time as you can.
Reifenrath hands it off to Whitmire. Whitmire breaks through and down.
That went about as well as it could.
It did.
If you're Cedar Catholic, because you stretched the play out, you burned time in the play itself, and now, boy, Battle Creek's going to have maybe less than 30 seconds with no timeouts.
And you've got Jackson Mettler, and he has an incredible arm. He's got good receivers. I'm just saying, if there's a quarterback that has this moment, it's Jackson Mettler. So I believe what we might see here is a timeout called by Cedar Catholic when the play clock runs down.
Yeah, they're going to run it down as much as they can.
Wow, so what we thought we knew about this game wasn't quite the case. One timeout was left for Battle Creek, so they call it. And now with 34 seconds, 4th and 5, the Braves will have an opportunity.
Well, that's all they want, right? Just a chance. They're going to have the ball, depending on what happens on this punt. Of course, if you're Battle Creek, you're probably selling out to try to block it.
I think you could, or either that or you're setting up, you have everybody go back for a return. But
yeah, I think you're looking for the big play here if you're Battle Creek. You're probably going to come after him, see what you can get, at least make him think about it. I think you've got to, because here's the thing. You're talking about a young man who's punted it 50-plus 3 times already tonight.
Right. And so I think that's a great point, Eric.
He
go
does
after
that
the
from
ball.
the 20-yard line. I mean, you're backed up to the 27.
And I think you want to put him under some kind of pressure.
I agree.
If that ball comes off awkwardly at all on who has been Micah Cotto, potentially the player of the game in terms of flipping field position.
I mean, he's been extremely important. He has been huge in flipping field position and making Battle Creek's offense work a lot harder than they thought they could.
34 seconds on the clock.
I think Cedar Catholic just called another timeout.
I got 2 left.
You can't take him with you.
So that should be.
Well, I believe
one more.
We're out of timeout.
Or
I
all
think
done.
One of those timeouts on the last drive was taken by Cedar Catholic, I believe. Yeah, so I believe that's the last one.
Just interested in why you would call a timeout.
Well, they're just making sure, I think, that they've got everything set up the way they want it. Punt protection is key here. You know, that you've got everything that you want. Everybody has to be assignment sound here. Everybody has to know their job.
Well, how hectic can Hardington, Nebraska get on a Friday night in October?
What a game by both of these teams. I mean, truly, I think both of these teams have proven tonight they are among the 5 best teams in the state of Nebraska.
All right, so Micah Cotto will come out standing at about the 8-yard line.
There's a flag down.
Flag is down. Oh, boy. So this gets past Mettler, and he'll let it drop.
They downed that at the 20. That's a 60-yard punt, but we got to see what the penalty is.
With 21 seconds.
Oh, it's against Cedar Catholic. It's against the Trojans. They're going to have to kick it again.
Flag on the play.
That could not have gone better for Cedar Catholic. A 60-yard punt, and they're going to have to punt it again.
21 seconds, so that is the issue, though. You have about 13 seconds off the clock on a punt.
Yeah, boy, that ball took such a crazy bounce. I guess Furcado just line up another 60-yarder, right? He's been so good tonight.
Serve him up. Best case scenario for Battle Creek, obviously a block or a return.
I think if you're Mettler, you got to field it.
You got to field it and take it to midfield, give you a chance at a deep bomb. This is way higher. Bounces taken by Mettler. He lost that out of bounds. So 13 seconds. You're going to have probably 2 plays to give you position for a shot at the end zone.
This freshman, Mike Cicado, is one of the best punters I've ever seen. He angled that to the near sideline, didn't let Mettler get any chance at a beat on it. Now, if you're Battle Creek, you basically got 2 plays. One to try to get you a first down deep into Cedar Catholic territory, and another to the end zone.
13 seconds left. Mettler snaps, rolls, throws one quickly, incomplete. 9 seconds, so only 4 seconds off the clock.
I think you got time for 2 more plays, another one like that, a quick spike, and then one heave to the end zone.
Looking for a little out route on this side.
Potentially. I mean, you can go over the middle. The clock will stop until the set. So if you get up to the line, you can spike it. But if you're going to do that, you got to do it quickly. If you're Mettler, you can't scramble. You got to get it out early.
Rolls quickly, throwing short. Got to get got close to the first down, out of bounds with 5 seconds left.
Well, here we go. How strong's the arm, Jackson Mettler?
Let's see.
You're at the 49-yard line of Cedar Catholic.
Step up into it and give it a shot, or maybe we see a little trickery. I don't know. I think you just want to get the ball to the end zone.
Yeah, you just got to find a way to get it downfield. See what you can do. Cedar Catholic sending 4 safeties back deep. Almost 5 deep.
Winston motion. Mettler heaves it toward the sideline, incomplete. Time runs out, and the Cedar Catholic Trojans knock off unbeaten Battle Creek in front of their home crowd. Final score, 21-14. Trojans 6th in our News Channel Nebraska rankings. Well, they're going to move up now, taking down number 2. An incredible game where defense prevails. Cedar Catholic, 21-14 win over Battle Creek. Stick around because we will have our post-game coaches interview, our player of the game as well, all coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
We are here, in the field, on your farm, in your community. For over 90 years, we've been serving you, our customers, our owners. October is National Co-op Month. This year, we're honoring our cooperatives past and looking forward to our future. The future is cooperative. The future is Farmers' Pride.
With 2 board-certified physicians, Dr. Charles Harper and Dr. Alan Spanel offers a high level of expertise in internal medicine. If you're over age 18 and ready to find a trusted physician who will be with you throughout your years, Dr. Harper and Dr. Spanel are ready to provide you with the medical care you need. Whether you are healthy or have several medical conditions, as internal medicine physicians, they provide the care you need. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
More than 80 communities across the state count on Nebraska Public Power District to power their every day. And like a dependable neighbor, we work tirelessly to make our communities a better place to live. From preparing them for economic growth to partnering in local events, to educating tomorrow's workforce, we are charged with creating community connections that are just as trusted and reliable as the electricity we provide. NPPD, powering our state, empowering our communities.
For over 50 years, Plumbing and Electric in Hardington has been a trusted name in land tiling, helping farmers maximize their crop yields. Our expert team understands the land and how to enhance its productivity. With our precision tiling services, you'll see improved drainage and healthier crops season after season. Trust the experience that comes with decades of dedication for your success. Choose Plumbing and Electric, Hardington, for proven results.
Let's get moving, Nebraska. Show us how you stay healthy and you could really make a difference. Capture these moments, whether it's a walk in the park, playing with your kids or pets, biking or swimming, or even cooking a healthy meal, and share them with us. Each week, one lucky winner will choose a school to receive a $500 donation from Medica. Join the fun and make a difference. Submit today at newschannelnebraska.com and your school could win $500. Stretch Across Nebraska, presented by Medica with News Channel Nebraska.
When the game wraps up, or even before kickoff, our community welcomes you with open arms. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is happy to have you here, and we want to show you what we're all about. From wide open spaces to music, shopping, entertainment, and more, there is always something for you to discover in our city. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit lincoln.org. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
How liberal is Dan Osborne? Get this, you worked for your Social Security, but Osborne would give those benefits away to illegal immigrants. It's a slap in the face to seniors. Social Security benefits for illegals? Dan Osborne is so far left, he's not right for Nebraska. Deb Fisher fights for us. She stood with Trump to secure our border and protect Social Security. President Trump endorsed. Deb Fisher for Senate.
I'm Deb Fisher, and I approve this message.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Hi, I'm Marie Haar, Vice President and Ag Lender at Bank of Hardington, and a Northeast Nebraska dairy and beef producer. Whether it's developing a marketing strategy, a break-even analysis, or cash flow projections, at the Bank of Hardington, we understand the ever-changing demands and challenges of today's grain and livestock producers. We understand these challenges because we are farmers, and we're living it too.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of Hardington. The Bank of Hardington wishes the best of luck to all area teams this season. And by You Save Pharmacy in Norfolk, where their mission is your family's health.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Heine Electric and Irrigation of Hardington and Vermilion, your ag partner when it comes to pivots, pumps, wells, grain bins, or earth moving. And by Security Bank, my kind of bank with locations in Hardington, Allen, Coleridge, Laurel, and Osmond. Member FDIC.
A phenomenal game of football, and the crowd is on the field. The Cedar Catholic Trojans knock off unbeaten Battle Creek 21-20 20-14. Let's send it on down to Eric McKay as he stands by with head coach of the Trojans, Chad Cotto.
All right, down here with Coach Chad Cotto. Coach, that was about as physical a regular season game as I've seen in a long time. What was the message to your players this week to try to get them prepared for the physicality of tonight's game?
Well, we knew they were going to be bigger than us up front, but we talked to our kids, just about pad levels and things like that. They have a very good team up front, and I thought it was really kind of a balance on the physicality on both sides. But we talked during the week, we need to treat this as a playoff game because we need to get some wins here coming down the line. And I thought our kids responded all week, and they really played well tonight. So you got to commend both teams for their effort and the way they all left it out on the field tonight.
Defensively, I thought your game plan was really sound. Battle Creek is a hard team to stop getting established in the running game. What did you do tonight to keep them from breaking off the big plays they had been getting?
I just think that our kids played well fundamentally. I don't know that we'd really did anything different.
Yeah.
We just did things right. And, we gave up some big plays, but that's expected when against a good team. So, our kids didn't lay down after, they had the kickoff return and then they had the pass to score. And, our kids were resilient and they kept fighting. And so we're really proud of them for that.
We talk about offense, we talk about defense. I think Micah Cotto had one of the greatest games by a punter I have ever seen tonight. Seriously, how important was special teams in this game?
Well, yeah, obviously they had the big special teams, the return. We missed a PAT, but he's done a nice job for us all year. He's just a freshman. He lives under my roof, so we kind of work on some things like that. So we're really proud of a dad moment right here tonight, with him and what Jameson both did tonight.
Talk about the effort of Reifenrath, your quarterback tonight, as the signal caller, the leader of this team. He was so good tonight. Talk about his effort this evening.
Yeah, he's been a great leader for us. This is his third year starting for us. So, he was very composed and he just made good decisions with the ball when he needed to run. He's so fast and electric that when he gets into space, he can make things happen. And he's been throwing the ball pretty well this year. So, he's been a real weapon for us, and we got to continue to use him.
Coach, great win tonight. Go celebrate with the team. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks for being here. I think this is the first time we've ever won a game you've covered.
They keep track of that kind of thing. The coaches do. So we did it. We got him off the schneid. Let's bring in the guy who did it, or helped do it, Braden Reifenrath. What a game tonight. Coach said, treat this like a playoff game. What were the things you guys were doing to try to match that intensity tonight?
Absolutely. I think, coming into this one, Battle Creek is one of those teams. You got them circled on the calendar at the start of the year. We knew it was going to be a dogfight, but we knew what we had to do to pull off a win like this, and we were able to do that tonight.
I want to talk about that touchdown pass to Jameson. He made a great play on the ball. What did you see on that play, and talk about what you saw after he made that catch?
For sure. It was I seen the outside linebacker kind of slid out a little bit, so I knew Jameson would be in the right spot where he needed to be. And so he makes my job easy to get him the ball, and he made a man or two miss and found the end zone.
Coach talked about how this game was going to be won or lost in the trenches. I thought your offensive line did an incredible job against a really, really good defensive line. Talk about their effort up front.
Absolutely. Another one of those things. They knew what they had to do. They knew who they were going to be pitted up against, and they did a fantastic job keeping me protected. Got a lot of respect for guys that do that, so proud of them boys.
I believe it. So what does a win like this do for you? You guys, your defense has been so good all year. Now you've done it against a top 3 team in the state. What does this do for your team going forward?
Absolutely. I think, it really just allows our team, everyone on our team, to know what we're capable of. And, we knew our goal that we had coming into this year, and we had a loss game 1, kind of set us back. But, this is just a confidence instiller for everyone on our team.
Well, Cedar Catholic scored 3 touchdowns tonight. This young man had a hand in all of them. Braden Reifenrath, congrats on being our player of the game. Congrats on the win. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's Braden Reifenrath. If you need him, Kayla, let's send it back up to you.
3 touchdowns, over 100 total yards, 40 in the air, 76 on the ground, and a great day for Braden Reifenrath, our player of the game, and head coach Chad Cotto. I think this is the first time we've won since you guys have been here. Well, happy to be a part of a big win at home in front of the Trojan faithful. Well, let's take a look now at our top plays brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank and Currency. There's a shot of the Hardington Water Tower, home to this big top 10 Class C2 battle with Battle Creek and Cedar Catholic, the Braves ranked 2nd, and the Trojans ranked 6th. Well, how about this one? Mettler under pressure, the sack made by Jacob Steffen, and the recovery by Easton Hochstein puts Cedar Catholic in great position. They flip the field with the strip sack fumble and finish it off with touchdown number 1 from Braden Reifenrath. Spins on in across the goal line. Score is 7-0 after the PAT. Now, in motion, Whitmire to the far side of the screen, looking to throw. Here is Reifenrath over the middle. What a catch! Jamison Cotto rips it away from the defender and takes it himself 13 yards for the touchdown. PAT was no good, 13-0. And now Casey Schnabel, ball got behind me. Schnabel runs forward with a nice return. Oh, and they get stopped. No, he doesn't. Casey Schnabel, look at this, 90 yards to the house. Battle Creek answers back, and Casey Schnabel and the Braves find some much-needed momentum. Nearing toward the end of the second quarter, 13-7, Braves come up with a big play, wrapping them down on the shoulder. It is Connor Newhoffen, and ending the half, essentially, Cedar Catholic not able to go down. Now, third down late in the third quarter. Look at this throw to the sideline. Hauled in by Gavin Korth, his first catch of the season, moves the chains. Now Braves continue to roll. Mettler throws. It is Pokop over the middle. Pokop 33 yards into the end zone using the speed, and all of a sudden, Braves have tied it up at 13. They kick the PAT. It's good. Middle, about 5:24 left in the fourth quarter. Reifenrath gets the signal, and the jubilation on the sideline from Cedar Catholic as they go up 19-14, but they got to go for 2. How about this one? Reifenrath, is he going to throw? No, he's got a head of steam toward the pylon, reaches, he's got it, puts the Trojans up 21-14. Now the game's not said and done. Battle Creek had an opportunity. They didn't get it. They got the punt back and had one more chance. Well, this 4th down and 13, looking to throw over the head of MJ Rogge, incomplete. Cedar Catholic thought they had it done. Battle Creek apparently had another timeout, and they get the ball back after a 3-and-out. Mettler throwing. Mettler too long. Out of bounds. Incomplete. Time is out. And Cedar Catholic stuns the unbeaten Braves in front of the Trojan crowd, 21-14. I think we're pretty confident that Cedar Catholic is going to move up in the NCN rankings, Eric McKay.
Yeah, I gotta do some math now. Probably figure out. Okay, so this is okay. So do this math. Boone Central beat Cedar Catholic 14-0. Battle Creek beat Boone Central 27-7. Cedar Catholic just beat Battle Creek 21-14. You make sense of it.
I can't. Let's just give them a tie for second or third. How about that?
I have no idea. I think Norfolk Catholic won, by the way, so they're still unbeaten. By the way, they still have to play both of these teams. Do Norfolk Catholic. Battle Creek and Cedar Catholic both have yet to play the Knights. Those are coming up later on. That Cedar Catholic, Norfolk Catholic game you'll see here on NCN, final game of the regular season. So there's still a lot of jumbling to be done in this top 10 before the end of the year.
These guys know each other. They love playing, and it is always a hard-fought battle. But we want to thank you for joining us on this Friday night. It was a tremendous evening of football. Cedar Catholic comes away with the win, knocking off unbeaten Battle Creek 21-14. Thank you for joining us on NCN tonight. For Connor, always running the show in our truck, and our amazing production team, our camera crews, Eric McKay for joining us and giving us an incredible insight throughout the night. My name is Kalen Devin. Enjoy your weekend on News Channel Nebraska. We'll see you next time.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.